Good evening, one and all. It is Sunday, it's the end of the week, and it is time that we jump into some more good old Warframe. Welcome in, everyone. Hope you're doing well where you are around the world today. Oh boy, it is warming up a little bit. And I've had myself a nice lovely warm meal, and a nice lovely warm cup of tea with that meal. Oopsie, feeling it a little bit, but it'll be fine. I'm sure the building will cool off in just a little bit. No idea what it's like for my housemate, if they're even in at the moment, but if they are, well, yeah, they're cooking. But welcome in, everybody. I hope you are doing well, at least where you are around the world. I can't really complain about a little bit of warmth. One, I'm wearing a Engineer hoodie. I suppose I should probably swap that out by now at this point. And two, it could be worse. I could have multiple tornadoes crash into my city. You know, that would suck, wouldn't it? Good thing that's definitely not happened anywhere in the world recently. No sirree. But that aside, D are alive and fine, and we have some bits and pieces in the arsenal, but that's not the focus today. We have a Nightwave mod that I have perilously not looked at yet. Sentient Incision. All I've done is read it so far, but for everyone's sake, a plus 120% additional damage matching the target's weakness. Does not combine with other damage types. Now that is a curious one, as a bunch of enemies have multiple weaknesses, so I wonder, is it Baruch at home, or is it something else? I did say, yes, the best elemental mod for one of the best influence sticks. Well, it goes on the Venato, so let us go ahead and grab a Venato. Would it proc with Chroma Ice Armor? We're already getting into the really weird interactions there, say the wolf. Slow down. We've just started. Who knows? We'll find out. Or maybe you know. Well, no, you asked the question, so you don't know. But in any case, Venato. Let's grab you. There we go. Wow, that was a leveling build, wasn't it? That's okay. Right, let's fix this real quickly. First of all, potato. There we are. Second of all, Venato thingamabobby itself. Third of all, Mirrorlight. Just smile. Love it. Mirrorlight, thank you very much for the 31 months support. I'll be honest, it feels like you've been here longer than that, but all the same. 31 months in a row as well. Much appreciated, Mirrorlight. But I hope you're doing well today. Cheers. JS saying, wasn't Venato one of your weapons in the recent catching up on MR streams? Honestly, it might have been. In fact, yeah, wasn't this one of the ones where I had only partially leveled it? I think that was just last Warframe stream on Wednesday. So, really shows you how much I care about that weapon. But let's see if this mod changes that, you know? It's brand new. This Nightwave, only recently acquired, so we can see what it gets up to. Of course, because it's conditional, it shows nothing in the arsenal. Maybe it'd be nice if it showed a conditional or variable damage type ideal or weakness or targeted. You know, just a little something in there to show what the number would be, rather than going, okay, well, my current elemental bonus is this, and this is additive to those. So that would mean a You shouldn't have to whip out the calculator to know how much damage you're gonna deal. I can say that completely straight there. No, that's not how Warframe works, Ken. Oh dear. Hello there, Broom Guy. Welcome on in. From Ellie saying, y'all have those moments where some food just hits? Like you just have some plain buttered toast or something that's somehow the best you've ever eaten? I know what you mean there. I know what you mean exactly. Oh yes. Sometimes it's the most simple bit of food where most other days you'll have and you're like, yeah, that's food. Whatever. Moving on. And then some days it's just, I really needed that. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And it's not even necessarily down to hunger or anything, it's just someone rolled a nat 20 making it. It's just... It's right there. Who knows? Okay, what are we doing in this thing then? It's got a... Yeah, we're looking at nearly base stats here. That 2.3, that's not even companion affected. Nope. I took that off at some point. Probably for a thumbnail. So, with that, these base stats are actually going to be plenty to work with in terms of the combo basis. That's just begging for a combo approach. So that's a good old Blood Rush and Weeping Runes right there. We can also spice it up with a little bit of a Galvanized Steel. You know, some absolute staples here. We're really not trying to be different. Yeah. Why do my Veiled, Melee, and Zor Ribbons have 5 level pips below them? I have been sniped by curiosity. Okay, so the stacked ones, the unrevealed... Yeah, unrevealed ones all have 5 pips, and the revealed ones have the proper 10 pips. Yep. That's a C. That is definitely a C and D right there. I hate that. I hate that. Is it 8 pips? Sorry, 8 pips, not 10. My bad. Point remains. Yeah. Point remains. If they are stackable, they have 5 pips. If they're unstackable, they have 8 pips. If they're Alsu, they say howdy. Hello, Alsu. Welcome on in today. Don't go losing another 30 bill, would you? I think that's something you can only afford once in a while. Use it in the oven? Getting ready to lose it. Okay. Well, whilst that cooks up, you can take a moment to rest here. Not to worry. Okay, so back to Venato before I got completely sidetracked there, but still very curious. I was wondering if it was a bug with like Weeping Wounds or Sentient Incision searching with it, but nope, it's just how the mods work. We've got a lot of stuff there. What we need is attack speed, and we also need to slap a form on this. We're going to be needing a former, so might as well get started right away on those. Bam! Now we got a lot more capacity to work with. I would like to put a Tennokai on this as well, so let's put the Tennokai on first, and then decide from there. Because yeah, I'm only going to have 7 capacity left for attack speed, so that means that Quickening is out, Fury is out, so I've got the options of Magnetic Rush for 60% magnetic, 20% attack speed, or Downranked Fury for 20% attack speed. Oh no. Okay, alright. This definitely needs leveling up. But whilst we're at it, let's go ahead and grab you. I put no electric onto here because... so let's give it a little something else. I wonder, is there a video that goes over how impactful and useful most of these arcanes are? Seems we're going to go for weaknesses. Let's go magnetic, corrosive, dice roll. Sounds fun. Yeah. Oh, I think that is the melee influence video rather than the melee arcanes video. I don't know if I've recently updated the commands for some of the recent videos. Y'all know where the YouTube channel is. It's a Sunday. It's a bank holiday Sunday, isn't it? Yeah, tomorrow's Bank Holiday Monday, so, you know, some people have a day off. I work on the Sunday and I'm working tomorrow. That's the life of a self-employed content creator full-time, eh? Holidays are a little bit more, optional. You working tomorrow as well? I mean, I suppose you are not in a country that has a May bank holiday on the end of the May month, so slightly different. Just slightly different. Okay, now as this is just a melee weapon, I cannot level it up through the Planes of Eidolon method. So let's grab EV, and let's get rid of my secondary, and let's get rid of my primary. Let's set you to weapon max, and let's go leech. Because that is easy. Huzzah! And he's saying one of the advantages of self-employment is you can take your holidays when you want. Downside is they're entirely unpaid. I mean, from that perspective, all holidays are unpaid. It's more that you've already earned it, and in order to smooth things out for people, it's just paid. It means there's not really a downside to taking your required holidays. Whereas, yeah, for the self-employed, there is a downside. You're not working. It's a very tough thing to trade off. But it's fine. It means I get to spend time making wonderful, wonderful things for all of you lot to enjoy, for you to indulge in, and if you feel like it, you can support me in the process by hitting that subscribe button. It's a very nice trade. You spend a little bit of holiday money, and I spend time making sure you guys have something to enjoy when it gets too hot outside to go out and about. Or whilst you're waiting for food to be cooked, whoever's doing the cooking. Maybe you're the one doing the cooking. If I'm in some people's kitchens right now, hello. So those of you cooking away, making your evening meals, afternoon meals, whatever time of day it might be where you are. Alright, I've been doing a few kills. Oh dear god, I have the majority of the kills. Please. I'm trying to level the weapon by leeching. Don't make me the one who gives everyone the XP. I took off the other weapons to get more. It seems to keep happening as well. Like, I'll come in to level something and it's not even close. How much of this is melee kills? All but 7 of them as well, yeah. So I didn't kill much with the other seeds or anything. I am just kind of slapping stuff. Oh, you're in the post-dinner cleanup right now, are you? Fairly. Yeah, I've got that to look forward to after stream, because I have dinner, and then get ready for stream, and let's take it on from there. I max ranked that, so I'm good to just leave. They can go through if they want. They're going to get a fraction of the affinity now, so have fun. Oh, yeah. Figure actually was leveling their frame. Well, they're 30 now. Whatever they came in with. But yeah, they're leveling Kron 7 XP, whatever that is. They're leveling Kraken. And I am getting flashbanged by the game. Mission complete. Excellent work. The number of times this game decides to just fill the screen with nothing but white. It's kind of a bit much, but hey, whatever. At least we know that the only people playing Warframe are those who can survive light mode, because everyone else would have been obliterated by now. So, yeah, it's good to know. Alright, Venato Primo. Where do we go next with you? I think what I should do before I continue fiddling with formers and whatnot is verifying the nature of sentient incision. So let's switch to a unmodded setup and just grab that again. There we go. Also, I didn't read that from Mirrorlay. Pentecost Sunday and Pentecost Monday are both public holidays here. I have no idea what those are. They sound religious. Let's have a look here. Enlighten me, oh search engine. Also known as Whit Monday, also known as Monday of the Holy Spirit. Well, I nailed that one. When was? Yeah, Definitely this week. Okay, fair enough then. The more you know. The more you know. Okay, right, let's get rid of the cat, because the cat is going to get in the way. Probably gave me a bunch of affinity though, so if it did, I appreciate it. If it didn't, well, I got to see the inside of simulation again. So, be happy, I guess. Right. Now, if I just whack these, it gives damage, but it doesn't give the status. So, yeah, a lot of the time I'm just not going to see much of anything, am I? Okay, so I saw a corrosive proc, and I don't have... Yeah, and I don't have corrosive from an arcane at the moment. That's 60% with something else. So we know that it is indeed adding corrosive against these lot here. Now, if we zoom in on them, we see, yeah, they're vulnerable to impact and corrosive. So it could have chosen impact, it seems to have chosen corrosive. I don't think it's chosen half of both. Will be my guess. Have we been saying Mirror Labe wrong all the time? So Mirror Labe has commented on that a few times and basically said pretty much any pronunciation that is sensible is fine. So Mirror Labe is okay. I've had this conversation directly with Mirror Labe, so Mirror Labe it is. Look at that smiling face. Look at that happy face right there. You know that is a satisfied viewer. That is someone who is happy to be called Mirror Labe. It's all good. And yeah, I don't need to worry about the arcane proccing corrosive. That was on the build, not on the test. Okay, so let's see what comes out of other bits and pieces. Let's give this some more status chance, just to make this easier to see. I'm just ignoring that curse. Whatever, Beljade's going down there, yeah. Let's see, some status chance, and some status chance. And I think without causing problems with stuff, no, we can get a drifting contact in here as well. Status chance. There we go. The Weeping Wounds isn't going to be doing as much because we're not going to have combo a lot of the time, but still that's going to make this a lot more consistent to measure. Okay. Let's grab... Let's start with the Orokin here. So the Orokin are vulnerable to puncture viral, so we should just see viral being the status proc, with a little bit of innate happening. Straight away, viral! And also, you know, good old Tau proc, that was it, yeah. Out of curiosity, how exactly do that work out? On status effect, inflict Tau status effect, plus 50% additional combat count, chance win will by Calvin, yeah. So on status inflict the ability to land yet more status more rapidly. Which, I mean, you know, it's a thing. Oh, some of these are just perishing. Come on. Yeah. We are seeing that viral, and with the rate I'm seeing procs, it does seem to be a simple viral inclusion. Yeah. So that's good. That's good. Okay. Moving on. We don't need to change the build. That's fine. It's testing on other factions. Are there any factions which have less obvious choices? That's going to proc corrosive. That is almost certainly going to proc magnetic. That already did proc corrosive. That procced viral. We could assume this would do heat. We can check that in a second. Cold radiation. Cold and radiation. Which does it pick? Radiation. Okay. Do we get cold at any point? Nope, it does appear to be just radiation has been applied. And it is indeed the radiation damage as well as proc, because we can see the radiation resistance being applied there. They are. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Apparently amalgams of two combined elements as weaknesses. That is interesting. Huh. Okay, I might need to work on that. There are some corpus which are considered a corpus amalgam, so I could just go ahead and find one of those and it'll be fine. Where are y'all at? You know... Not warm. No. Arrow. Terror. Aha! This is different, yep. Vapos, Detron, Crewman. That's the Jupiter ones, the Vapos ones. So these are indeed electric magnetic, so let's see which does it pick. Which does it pick? Does it pick electric or magnetic? The answer is... that was a slash proc. Okay, magnetic. The electric proc there is because I also broke the shields. I should probably have them on higher level, just to make that easier to visually confirm for those of you who don't trust it. Let's verify. Yeah, magnetic, and then when the shields break we see electric. These guys have really weak shields to say they're corpus. Really weak. But yeah, we do see that magnetic there. Cool, okay. It looks like then it chooses the elemental type, preferring a combined type, otherwise it'll stick to the basic type. It seems to me that is the case. Let's grab some of those Deimos ones. So the ooh, blast and gas. Okay. Okay, that's It chooses gas. I wonder if this is just hard-coded, if they've said for each faction use this particular type, or if it's a case of just the way they are ordered, way they're added in somewhere. But at the very least, gas is probably more convenient than blast. Maybe. We'll see on that. Okay. Does the mod work on Overguard? Interesting question. Let's find out. I don't know why I went to the arsenal. So, let's grab us some Eximus units. Let's go with some Commander Eximus. These are weak to Corrosive. Corrosive is not good against Overguard. Did I click the wrong thing? Okay, not quite sure how that works, but thank you for that, DE. I guess we'll go with the Butcher Eximus. Yes. There we go. Didn't mean to roll. We swing. We land Puncture. Wait. Why does that look like a gassy effect there? I suppose it sounds like a gassy effect, but it's tau. And yeah, we're seeing Corrosive, so it is still dealing corrosive damage, which they are weak to, but it means that we're not getting the magnetic, which would benefit our damage against Overguard. Of course, it does also mean that I can full arm strip him. It's going to take a few more licks to get to the center of that Tootsie Pop. Okay. So that verifies on that. It's not caring about the types that would matter to the status effects. It's only caring about the damage types, and it's picking one of them. When it has multiple to pick from, it seems to be picking the combined type preferred, then elemental. If there are multiple combined types, so far that's come up not very much, but it's picked gas against the Deimos infested. Was there another one? For the Kuvers, they're resistant to heat, but otherwise they're the same basic stuff. What about a Thrax? What about a Thrax? Thrax Togatus. Vulnerable to void. Interesting. Interesting. If I... Yeah, it's certain about that. Corrosive. Okay. I mean, yeah, they're armored, so if it's going to pick any type, and it's not allowed to pick Void, I guess that makes sense. Tekrot. Tekrot indeed are gas magnetic, so let's give a try to that. My god, that was some sounds. I think we may have confused the poor little game. One moment. Let's just reload that. Because it says it applies corrosive to all overguard. Well, that's weird. Let's just reload. And given that potential issue that Mac's saying there, let's switch to a different Tekrot, shall we? Really? Really? Okay, right. Let's just hit it for a while. Just get through the overguard. Stop thinking about it. Yo! We can think about this instead. Mirrorlave with the 5 gifted subs to the community. Much appreciated there, Mirrorlave. That's gone out to Dirty Badger 404, to Roy Jackal, to Porfin, to Shepherd of Fire, and to Rubido Lanthanum. Much appreciated there, Mirrorlave. Thank you. For the Babels. I did go to scan a Babel in the most recent video, and as I went to scan it, it popped up green. I was like, I've already done it. I have met the obligation I never made. Circumvent could speed this up. Yeah, so could grabbing literally any proper weapon from the arsenal. Instead, I decided to just whack it for a while, you know? Who doesn't enjoy just whacking it on stream? So, here we go. Now we can test. Magnetic. Magnetic is what we're getting. And if we crash through the shields, does it change again then? Once we get through the shields into health? Now we're onto the health there. Ignoring the electric procs, that's irrelevant. We are still proccing magnetic. Yeah. Okay. So it is just magnetic, except for the point where magnetic would be double helpful. That is stupid. It doesn't do gas all throughout. It doesn't do magnetic all throughout. It does corrosive until you break the overguard. Then it does magnetic so that you can deal extra damage to their small portion of shields via the proc. On top of just faction type benefit, which wouldn't apply during the overguard. So this is problematic. Could it pick Void for the Thrax if their overguard was down? That is a very valid question for that. We're going to deal with the overguard a little bit better than I did last time. Right then, some Thrax. Late into their face. Donk, donk, donk. Let's see what happens now. Corrosive. Okay. Corrosive. So, next question. Do faction damage bonuses not apply on overguard normally? Let's take off the Sentient Decision. We don't care about the status effects anymore. Let's grab... Yeah, let's grab Corrosive after all. So this and this. Yeah. That is indeed Corrosive. Kill off these ones. We don't want these. What we want is some Troopers. There we go. Troopers are vulnerable to corrosive damage. But the curious question I have then is, if I just do a swing, 1638, do again, or 3764? Hey, look at all these old ones. 1638 or 3674, I think I said. 1638 or 3764. Darn it. So close. Let's get rid of that one. Also, we don't need all of these ones. Let's just move these out of here. Beautiful. Right then. So now, let's just bust that off. There we go. No more overguard for you. Of course. Armor. Armor, armor, armor. We can go with a Nairo, which shouldn't give me a damage bonus. We just check our damage is still where we expect it to be on this guy. 1638 is what we had, so that's fine. Okay. So that doesn't give me a damage bonus, it just removes their armor. 5118 on that crit there. Hang about. Notes tab got very recently introduced on Breakable, so that's why you've only just learned about it. It was introduced, I think, with Shadowgrapher. So this is a little bit odd, but maybe there's something I'm missing here. So 1638 or on crit 3764. But no, we're definitely dealing more damage to you now. Let's wait for the procs to go away, just in case they're relevant. The notes say after you quit the game, they do indeed. They are permanent notes, so you could just open up the chat with yourself again later, and they'll be there again. I don't know if it works across platform. So this is dealing 2228 and 5118. Yeah. That is not what I expected to see here. I'll be quite honest with you. Now, I think that is just going to be corrosive dealing more damage, because they are weak to corrosive and they're weak to impact. So it's both of those doing more damage. But this weapon isn't purely corrosive impact. We have some portion of it which is other stuff. So if we have a look at that there, it says I've got... yeah. I've got 122.5 plus 85.8 puncture and slash. That's 208.3 of those. Plus... oh, sorry, we don't need to do plus. We can see the total there. Total is 796.2. What we were actually hitting was 1638. On the overguard, 1638 divided by the 796.2, it's 205.7%. I'm gonna guess I'm gonna see a stance modifier. I didn't understand, so I can't look at the stance modifiers. Yeah, let's check on sides. What is the default? Because that's what I've been testing with. Wiki. Scythe. If I could spell scythe, that would go better. Scythe. Okay, yeah, so default move for a scythe with no stance equipped is, on the first move, 200% swung around you. So yes, it is indeed double damage. So we're seeing 796.2, doubling into slightly more than double because of quantization, 1,638. So far so good. So if we take these numbers, add 50% just to the corrosive impact and then double it, do we get 2228? We got 551.2 times 2 plus 122.5 plus 85.8 plus 36.8 times 2, and then all of that times 2 comes out to 2768.2. It's not a times 2 bonus, is it? It's a 50% bonus. Why did I do that? One moment. So 551.2 times 1.5 plus the next one plus the next one. Scrolling down the calculator because it's slow, and then times 1.5, and then double that. I get 2180.3 2228 is a little bit higher than that. 2228 is a few percentage points higher. Because that earlier quantization still applying. So yeah. I was unaware of this. This is completely new information to me. I don't know how I was unaware of this. Maybe at one point I knew it and forgot. But yeah, the faction damage weaknesses do not apply to Overguard. It doesn't say vulnerable on health and shields. It just says vulnerable to, but Overguard has no faction damage bonus. Which would explain why it's doing corrosive then. Corrosive does appear to have been set up as just the default. Leave Overguard's only vulnerable to void. I don't know if that's even still the case.
Ooh, let's go. 26 month.
Yo, Petra! 26 months. Thank you very much for the continued support there. Much appreciated. 2 years and 2 months. Oh. All the twos. Alright, let's see. Oh, I've got this beam that scales up in damage. And then, okay, yeah, so as I'm damaging him, it peaks at 11759. Whereas on you, well, I've wiped it out before I'm certain the peak. But I am seeing higher numbers. 17640 seemed to be the peak there. Which is a 50% damage bonus. Okay, yeah. They are vulnerable to void. It just doesn't show that that's what Overguard is vulnerable to. But yeah, you're absolutely right. That has still been applied. All other resistances and vulnerabilities are ignored, and it replaces it entirely with void vulnerability for just 50%. Okay, let's get those purple lights in, shall we? There you go, Petra. Does anyone know how to fix Nautilus Prime glitch where it doesn't shoot? I am not familiar with this precept issue. Petra, also, you literally waited not even a minute. I have your timestamps here. 1936, purple lights, please, Mr. Streamer. 1937, hey, Mr. Streamer, exclamation mark. I said please and stuff. Calm it down. Imagine now, live streamer actually having to do a thing. Right. Say the Wolf, would it apply Banes even if the sentient decision is an outside source? Let's see if we can figure that out. What I would like to check first is if it applies to Overguard at all. Like, does it do anything here? And if so, we could take that information from there. For this, I'm going to need to spawn in some more of these guys. There we go. Because I can smack this one. 1118. Smack this one. Nice, it smack this one. 1447. But that is going to be with corrosive vulnerability. Yeah. One, 4, 4, 7. Not sure. What is this new Plus program? Is it a Twitch thing? It is a Twitch thing. It's been around for a hot minute. I've just not made a lot of noise about it before now. But yeah, what Twitch is advertising you there with the whole help me earn points to reach Plus level 1 is straight up Twitch saying, hey, more people subscribe to the channel and we'll pay the Kenjiner more. Not just because of the subs, but yes, because of the subs as well. Because it changes the sub split. Let's see, what is on the public-facing information about this? Oh, this is where Twitch goes through like 27 redirects just to get to a normal-looking. It couldn't find the page? Okay, whatever. Is it actually worth it for the streamer? Yes, but let me go into detail once I know exactly what detail you've got. This is the info from stream, how eligibility works, blah, blah, blah. Oh, good, it's got those bits there. Okay, thank you, Edhus. Now I know exactly what you've got there. Yeah, I can walk you through this in full detail. That's good. So, pretty much as it says there, level 1 gives a 60-40 split, level 2 is 70-30 to fill in the gap there, level 0, i.e. default, is a 50-50 split. So, if we reach 100 plus points, as it were, to get to that plus level, then that would mean that your subs, rather than 50% of it going to Twitch, only 40% would go to Twitch. Meanwhile, my curve will go up from 50% to 60%. All of that is after any fees and taxes applied to the actual purchase of your sub. So if you subscribe and it costs you, say, £5, like it does here in the UK, some portion of that is actually taxed first, and of what remains, it's currently 50-50 me and Twitch. So I end up with around about 40% of what you spend on a sub because of fees and taxes. It's about 40%, yeah, in the UK. And the highest it goes is 50% if there's somehow no fees, no taxes whatsoever. Bits of difference there. Bits of different. Just completely. So with the plus program there, if we did get to that 100, then that would change all subscriptions, not just those 100, all subscriptions. Prime subs would be included, I think. Yeah, Prime subs will be included, and gift subs will be included. All of them would give me a larger share. So even if we just take those 100 subs, if no other sub existed, just those 100 points there, then hitting that 100 point plus goal would take me from gaining 50 subs worth of revenue to 60 subs, so quite literally adding 20% to the entirety of your support. And if we got it to a 70-30 split, it'll be 40% of your support. An extra amount, that is. Also, separate to that, we just completed the Loot Boost Level Up Community Challenge, so next time we have a hype train on the channel, we're going to boost that up by a level. You'll get an even bigger reward of a loot boost. There's a lot of mechanics going on here at once. We're learning about the Venato, we're learning about Overguard, we're learning about Plus, and we're learning about loot boost. My. If you're able to keep up with this, congratulations. Your brain is working faster than most people's on a Sunday. Petra saying you get paid after Primes too. So yes, Prime subs do pay the streamer. It's not like, oh, you get a free sub and the streamer just twiddles their thumbs and goes, well, I guess you just got to take it for free. No, we do get paid for them as well. The amount we get paid for them is based on where the Prime sub is from, similar to how if you pay for a normal sub in different countries, you'll see different prices. And it's a whole extra thing from that. There's a split for Prime subs, is my understanding, because at the end of the day, Twitch aren't just going to hand us the entirety of your Amazon revenue bits to that. So yeah, Prime subs are supposed to be a rough conversion of a normal sub in that region. It's not exactly that, but it's not different enough in a way that matters to me. If you subscribe with your Prime, you're still a subscriber as far as I'm concerned. The only thing that's different that you may care about is that the part of the Plus system as they offer it, the Plus points, do not count gifted and Prime subs. It is only if you subscribe for yourself. So if we hit that 100 points, and we hit it for 3 months in a row, then the channel upgrades, and so long as we keep on hitting that threshold, the channel stays upgraded. Is it up or down compared to Twitch subs? It actually varies from country to country, Petra. It varies. So, the correct answer is... yeah. Twitch do be twitchy. Twitch do be twitchy. Right, this is going from 1118 to 1447. 1118 to 1447. Is that the same ratio of increase as that there? Let's see. 2228 divided by 1638. And then 1447 divided by 1118. No, it's not. I'm guessing I have a different corrosive ratio. Yeah, actually this mod is only giving 120%, whereas I previously modded on 150. Right. So if I do a corrosive 120 directly, I should be able to get those exact same results. 1118, 1447. Yep, there we go. Confirmed. The initial tests were not primed in 19, no. Okay. We have confirmed how that is working. So, Sentient Incision against Overguard is indeed applying corrosive damage, despite it not being the right type in the slightest when it comes to Overguard. That is completely inaccurate, but it feels like corrosive is just the overall default that it goes to. That is actually pretty bad, considering corrosive damage is only good against a couple factions, and the corrosive proc is only good against a couple factions, plus maybe a little bit more here or there. It's not a damaging status type. It is not a universal benefit like viral. It's not a benefit against the types it's hitting. So that's not great for it. It is also a plus 120, very similar to modding there. We can very quickly... Like, if I go unmodded and do the hit, we got 536, 574. So we can see the amount that it's gone up by for adding the corrosive. And then if I add both of those, we got Sentient Incision, and we've got 120 corrosive. We should see increase out to the other end of the stats there. Again, against the Overguard, non-crit please. Non-crit please. 1118. What? What? Take these off. Hit the guy with the Overguard. How much damage do I deal? I deal... Non-crit please. Just keep it consistent. 1118. If I take the mod off, to verify that it was doing a thing, I deal 536. It was indeed doing a thing. If I do 536 times 2.2 for the 120% bonus, I get 1179. So 1118. It's a little bit lower than that for reasons. Quantization, some bullshit. If I go corrosive, directly modded, which is exactly the damage type that's being applied to Overguard, we already determined this, and there's no damage bonuses or negatives to worry about anyway. If we apply that and swing 1118. Okay. So we know that is working. So if I then apply Sentient Incision, which is plus 120% additional damage, does not combine with other damage types. Okay. And I swing for a non-crit, for a non-crit, for a non-crit, for a non-crit. 1118. What? And what if I change this to not corrosive? If I change it to magnetic on the modding here, then? So we now have two different damage types. Because they're now different, would that apply? 1700! And you might go, oh, but Ken, magnetic procs and weaknesses and maybe something related to that. Well, no, because it happened on the hit there. But let's try for something else. Let's try for radiation. 1700! So if you mod for the damage type they're weak against, or rather that the mod is trying to apply, then it might not the bonus? Okay, so what if I mod the corrosive, but take it just slightly higher than 120%? Just slightly higher. So we've got Previously, it was using 120 like that. This can take it to 135. So when the bonuses are no longer matching, does it go up slightly or a lotly? 1118. Don't you fucking dare. So if I take this existing corrosive and make it as stonkingly strong as possible, alongside sentient incision, 1118. It cancels the modding bonus. Cancels it. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, that is so bad. Hold on, if I just hit the other enemy, the non-overguarded one, just as a matter of curiosity. Yeah, 1447, it cancels it entirely. Oh my god. How? How have they done this? That's incredible. That's so bad. If you happen to mod for the damage type that the enemy is weak against. Sentient Incision says, bitch, sit down. I'm the one doing that. I am the one who weaknesses. Oh, that's diabolically bad. I hate that. I hate that so much. I hate that so much. And just out of curiosity, what happens if I go for minimum corrosive? So we got 30% plus Sentient Incision. It's still going to override it, right? It's not going to go down. Surely not. It's not going to take the lesser of the two bonuses. 1118. Okay, thank fuck for that. That one would have really done me in. Okay, alright. That would have completely sent me if it was always picking the lower of the two. But no, it is just Sentient Incision overwriting it. So, Tisk, whoever coded that one, you made a little bit of a mistake there, and it's okay. I've been there myself. I've made this kind of mistake myself in coding things before now. It's easy to make it happen, and nothing flags up as going wrong. You're just relabeling a variable. It could be a feature. So, from my very limited understanding of coding, here's what I expect. You give your, what's it, damage bonuses for modding. Say you've got 150% corrosive. And then Sentient Incision comes along and goes, aha, wait, the target is weak to corrosive, so we'll deal 120% corrosive. What they've done is they haven't gone corrosive damage plus equals 120. They've gone corrosive damage equals 120. So all of the other stats that have been pre-calculated, Sentient Incision isn't even asking about them. It's just overwriting it. It's a simple case of assigning to the variable rather than adding to the variable. That kind of basic little mistake. So it's easy to achieve, I see it, but at the same time, come on, what the fuck? What the fuck? You'd have thought that one would have been caught instantly. Ah, dear, oh dear. LJ is saying the wiki mentions one bug for this. Damage of Sentient Incision doesn't go into the damaging status calculations. Okay. God knows how they come about sorting that. Maybe it's intended to not stack with the rest? That can't be the case, because it says quite clearly plus. Also, what kind of a modding unique setup would that be? Oh yeah, here is a mod. It's supposed to be a buff, but if you try to use it to buff the existing type, everything breaks. Which, that's just dumb. That would take more effort both to conceptualize and implement and communicate versus just, here is buff, you're welcome, move along now. Yeah. Defscott saying, would that imply it can make you do less damage than if it wasn't on? Yeah, we just tested that. I had a whole bunch of corrosive on, and this, and it ignored the entire rest of the corrosive despite it being like I don't know, what, 400%? Let me see. I had on 375% corrosive and it turned it into 120, rather than what it should have been, which was 495. And that is atop the fact that it was dealing corrosive with that mod to Overguard, which not only is not weak to corrosive, it's not weak to any normal damage type, it's weak to void. So it's ignoring the weakness, applying corrosive even to enemies which are not themselves weak to corrosive. If I get an Xmas from a completely different faction, one that has no armor whatsoever, is it still corrosive? I'm gonna guess yes, but you know, we gotta follow this up. Let me verify I took off the corrosive modding, so it's just the thingy bit of bobbity. I did not. Let's put on some basic status chants just to make this happen a little bit quicker. Corrosive. Right? No, that's Tau proc in there. Sorry, it's moving around so much it's kind of hard to see. Slash, corrosive, there it is. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely dealing corrosive to Overguard, regardless of the circumstances. It's so messed up. Oh, not Babu, Babao. Xmas variant, no less. Okay. Hello! Yep, that's a whole bunch of corrosive procs right there. Yeah. Damn. Does Overguard mess with the faction damage from Bane mods? We're gonna test everything today. Fuck it. Yep. Alright. Let's get rid of all of you. Let's go for Prime Smite. I should have an infest. Oh, I've not. Oh, sod it. I've got the endo to spare. There we go. A little bit shy on the credits, but I got the endo to spare. Right, yeah. Prime Smite infested. Let's go with that. Actually, let's start with it off. Start with it off. Let's grab us... Not that thing. We want to have... just 2 of these charges. Will do fine. That shouldn't be an issue. Okay. Wait. Did I grab the wrong charge? Oh, I did. Okay, that one's on me this time. Last time it was the game, but this time it was on me. I just misclicked. Okay, here we go. Right. So, against your Overguard, I swing for 536. Come on, please lose your Overguard. There we are. So it's 536 and 642. 536, 642. Okie dokie. We pop into here. We grab the Prime Smite Infested. Tap the console to make sure we have reset any interactions. 830. It's looking good. 997. Okay. So 536 times 1.55, 830.8. That's as expected. 642 times 1.55, 995.1. We got 997. There's some rounding doodads going on there. But yep, that's as expected. So Overguard does not block the faction damage mods. Good. It does not change their faction. It blocks the faction bonuses applying. Sorry, faction damage type weaknesses applying. And therefore interferes with the Venato because it's trying to read that. Gods. Okay. I didn't think this was going to be this stupid. I'll be quite honest with you, but here we are. I should have seen it coming. Welcome in, Sea Rabbits. Hope you're doing well today. I'm actually going to need to open up a text document and start recording down all of this. That's the wrong program. There we go. Close that. Right. So, Venato and augment discoveries applies 120% of a single damage type to target based on faction weakness to damage. Prefers the combined types, then the element. If there is more than one combined, the selection is fixed to one of them. What else we got? Overguard ignores all normal faction weaknesses, but not faction mods, such that corrosive against overguarded Grenier does not deal extra damage to Overguard. Overguard, as a factionless type, always triggers corrosive from Venato Augment. I'll remember the name of it when I care to remember the name of it. Right now I apparently not so well. Let's see, what do we got? Venato Augment will set the elemental type selected to 120% bonus, overriding and fully ignoring the modding of the same type, e.g. 2 times 60 for corrosive plus augment for corrosive equals just 120% anyway. This will nerf highly modded matching type. What else have we got? I think that's the majority of it so far. So applies 120% of single type, based on faction weaknesses, prefers to combine types, then the element. If there's more than one combined, there's some kind of fixed selection going on. Overguard is factionless, so always triggers corrosive. Also we found Augment cannot trigger Void if the target has no eligible weakness, e.g. Thrax. It triggers corrosive. I think that's what we've got so far, yeah. And someone reported a bug, which was no status damage inclusion. Now, so far, have we had a status damage one other than gas? I think gas was the only one, and gas is a bit weird on status damage anyway. Someone let me know if I'm overlooking something else whilst I quickly remove these numbers we don't need. Why can I... What? Huh? Why can I not remove the two most recent... Okay. Nama, Perita, and Infested and Deimos all have damage status from the mod. Okay, well, that's actually quite a few. So, Nama... It's Toxin. Okay. Yep. Perita, so that is going to be Anarch. Need to scan more. Okay, we'll get back to that. Infested, that's Heat. Heat, yeah. And Deimos Infested is Gas, which shouldn't take on modding. But still, there's a bunch there that should. So, let's start with an armor. Let's kill off all that other stuff out there, because they're getting annoying. Now, seeing as we do know how the 120 modding works, we can test this quite curiously. So, let's start with... just Toxin modding. what I need is two 60/60 toxin mods. Those don't exist. Sure, City Lastra can break, I don't care. Those don't exist, but we can get two 60s and just a 60 save strength, that's fine. So from that starting point, we're just going to swing for a single toxin proc, hopefully. Okay, there we go. Toxin proc is ticking at 810. That is good. So now we're going to swap those out for Sentience Incision. Oop. Interact with this just to make sure there's no lingering effects. There we go. So now if I hit him... That was a slash proc. Let's wait for that to go away. Come on, don't be shy. Okay, I think I crit there, and it's coming up 845. Yeah, I crit. So let's give that a moment. Didn't want to crit with it. There we go. Right. 368. Is that precisely down? 368 times 2.2, 810. Yep. Now what happens? What happens if we apply those 120% toxins? The hit won't go up, but will the proc? That's the wrong one. That's a slash proc, so we're gonna have to wait for that to go. Give us a sec. That was a crit. 1859 on the crit though, so that is higher than the previous one. But the numbers I'm recording are normals. Oh, for goodness sake. I don't want to have to divide it through because there might be some wonky quantization bullcrap going on as well. There we go. And that is ticking at 810. Right, okay, wow. So yeah, bug confirmed. No status damage inclusion. Modding for the same status will be included, even though Augment is overriding the direct damage bonus. That is really messed up. So that would suggest it's more than just a simple overriding a variable. They've now got two different damage equations going on. So how they handle that, I don't know. It must be an absolute hellscape looking into the damage code for Warframe. It really must be. I can only imagine the number of head-scratching moments they have with all the bugs in this game. Why can't I remove those two lines? What is going on? Okay. I didn't think I was going to get this many bullet points out of this one mod, I'll be quite honest with you. I was expecting it to be, yep, it's plus 120, oh yep, here's how it works on various factions, well that's a good job, job done, move on, right? Apparently Calamity has just exploded. Alright, bye Calamity. Have a good trip. Relatedly, does the mod interact correctly with Elementalist? Ooh. I mean, I feel like status damage is what's interacting with Elementalist, not the mod. And it's that the mod isn't interacting with status damage. So, let's see what results we get there. We see it went down to a 368 tick. So, do we get 368 with this, or do we get plus 90%? Interact with that, just to make sure I've got no stealth or other effects. No. 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 No, damn it. Give it a moment. No. No. There we go. Toxin of 699. 699 tick org with a mentalist. 90%. And if we just do the quick numbers on that, 699 divided by 1.9, 368. Bang on. So yeah, Elementalist is working correctly even with the augment. It's just the augment isn't applying its elemental bonus to status damage. On top of it, overwriting the elemental bonus of a matching modding benefit so given. Which leads then to a very awkward question. How does it interact with other non-combining benefits of the same type, such as Lavos? We've now got 200% Toxin. Direct hit is too small to see. Why do the numbers have to overlap, do you? Why? Why do they overlap? Let's try that again, shall we? 3377 on a crit. 3377 crit. Valence formation Tox. That overlapped really horribly there. Seriously. Seriously. Why? 1470, I think. It's 1470, non-crit, VF Tox. Okay. I really hate that overlaps like that. It's just not helpful. But it is what it is. We haven't got any kind of damage log or anything, so that's... So now if we get the sentient mod, which is hidden under the chat there. Toxic bonus applied. Swing for 873? Or 2005, I think that was. Yeah. Wow! 1470 divided by... these guys have a damage weakness to the Toxin, so it's going to be more confusing than that. What is it when the bonuses run out? Yeah, it's still 873, so yeah. The point is, it's very clearly just not letting Valence formation work, so... that's mad. Which text list artifact would I recommend picking up first? That is a very interesting question. I don't like Xenarix 1. It's got a bunch of casting benefits when you fully upgrade it, but they're not really that great, and the weapon itself is bad, honestly, so I wouldn't recommend the Xenarix 1. Neromorin's a nice big flashy sword, has some melee benefits thereafter, but I've measured them to not really any interesting effect, so not a great one. Majurai's bow is really, really good for a continuous damaging zone that can take out acolytes, Thrax, that sort of thing. The continuing damage benefits that it gives as well are not to be ignored from those rain of arrows. They're not amazing, but they do still deal damage. And if you do hit a bunch of things, you also gain some ability strength, which is neat. A Nairu's one. I need to remind myself on this. Right, yeah. This one is a massive armor and orb generation. For damage purposes, it's honestly not shabby, but mostly is that armor and orb generation. If you're doing repeat casts of this in a concentrated zone, you're going to have a lot of that lying around. But Vazarin is by far the most impactful. This is the most impactful. Because not only do you get the vortex, this swelling deluge buff, all the bits with it, that basically gives you a constant, what's it called? The thing from Calavo. Shit. Collective Curse, there it is. Not only does it give you a constant collective curse that bypasses all line of sight restrictions, so just every enemy in the AoE will take all of the damage that any enemy takes in the AoE. It's a static one, so once you kill that group, you have to wait for others to get in for it to benefit, but it's still a thing. But not only does it do that, you also revive your teammates. If they're dead, completely out, especially on something like ETA or EDA, you slam the strike down, bam, they're back to life. Simple as that. And that in itself is a huge change in effectiveness for you. Downside is it means you're also on Vazarin all the time. If you didn't want Vazarin all the time, well, get screwed. So yeah, if you're caring about this strike and its effectiveness, the Vazarin one is probably the best first one to go. After that, I would say... after that, it's really a toss-up. And I'd honestly say go for the focus score you prefer to use. That's what we go for there. Do you have to slam near where they died? No. So when someone is downed, you need to slam near them. But if they're dead, anywhere in the mission. Anywhere. I've used it when there was a EDA assassination fight. We get into the assassination fight. Someone goes down pretty quickly because they're just not built for the assassination fight, or they didn't pay attention to just how much they suddenly need to move and tank. And as soon as they get obliterated, I just go, operator switch, bam, they're back up. And they go, thank you, I'm going to be a little bit more careful now. Because they know I can't do that more than once. Are you better picking up Focus Strike for a school that you've invested into, or a brand new one? If you're limited on focus and focus progression, I would pick up one for one you've already invested well into. Because you're probably going to be using that focus school. Because say you've got a load of points in Xeneric even. If you've got a load of points in Xeneric, you've got a load of spare focus in Xeneric, you're probably going to be using Xeneric. And so you might as well pick up the Xeneric Tower Strike. Reason behind that is you can't use Xeneric on the others. If you pick up the Xeneric Beam, the book, it's only on Xeneric that you get its benefits, and that is not just the Tower Strike itself, it is the upgrades. Which I apparently cannot access here. I love that. Okay, it's the upgrades which I can't access here, but basically they are predominantly upgrades to your operator and to your amp, so you can make your amp even more damaging, substantially so, even if you don't use the Tower Strike itself. So yeah, if you are restricted on your resources, then I would focus on which focus school do you actually use, because the Tower Strike isn't important enough to override that choice. Tower Strikes just aren't that good. Whereas the modding on the Textless artifact, that does have a serious impact. And the modding is easier to attend to than focus farming is the honest truth. Do be advised as well that when it comes to upgrading and getting your... Oh, I've completely broken this. Uh-oh. Oh, we're having a good day on this. Yeah, when it comes to upgrading the Texas artifact, once you've received it, you then also need to spend yet more focus and Parrot materials upgrading it. I think I should be able to access that section here now. Nope, nope, I've got even less access here. Okay, well, let's just leave entirely. Oh. What do I mean they're not that good? I mean they're not that good. Genuinely. They're just not that good. They are flashy, they do a bunch of damage, and I've done a video on how you can charge Tower Strikes as quickly as possible by really investing into making it happen as much as possible. But the simple, horrible truth is they take a long time to charge. If you're doing something like an exterminate mission or a capture mission, you will not use your Tower Strike. The mission's already over. So they take a long time to charge. After about a couple minutes of charging, if you're very focused on charging it, and more missions, it'll be 3, 4, maybe even 5 minutes to charge it fully. But if you focus on charging it up, you then get a single strike. Any overcharge is not saved. So if you're at 99% charge, you pick up a focus orb, ding, you're at 100%. Not 130, the rest is lost. And you do one single big bang bomba dumba, take out whatever is in front of you, if it wasn't already taken out during the animation, and then some ancillary benefits which may or may not matter to you. And because those benefits are very temporary, if they do matter to you, then the rest of the time you are not doing too well because they mattered. If you're doing fine throughout the rest of the mission without your Tauron buffs, then I guess they're not really doing anything. So yeah, don't burn yourself on farming the textless artifacts. They're genuinely not that good. I put out a video guide to one of them, which was the Vazarin one. Honestly, I don't feel compelled to cover the others, because they just kind of suck. Also, DE have said they are not going to remove the animation to make it a lot quicker. They're keeping it. They've decided they're keeping it. That's that. Yeah, these are the kinds of modding bits and pieces you could put on, like plus 60% amp multi-shot. That's a big damn deal. Plus amp crit chance, crit damage. That's a big damn deal. Damaged amps. Yeah, more bonus for other mods. That's a big damn deal. More ammo. Ammo efficiency and fire rate on your amps. More big damn deal. And if anything, this shows how kind of weird this is. I have a single mod in here to mod the Tauron Strike. The rest of it is for not Tauron. Go bloody figure, right? Go figure. So yeah, I can't be happy about that for you, sorry. This is not great. Mirrorlab saying to try a corrupt Bombard Xmas with Max Magnetic Salong. The Xmas is Overguard only got... I got only Magnetic proc after the Overguard. What? Oh, sorry, Mirrorlab, I'm trying to process this one. You tried a corrupted Bombard Xmas with Max Magnetic. So long Xmas is Overguard, only got Magnetic proc. After Overguard, you got Viral. You should have been getting Magnetic Corrosive if you had Magnetic modding. Not sure I fully follow. From Chuck, torn between Naira and Vazarin. Naira have a bunch of investment into. Same time, Vazarin seems game-changing. In which case, Chuck, go for Vazarin first. Because if you're ever going to use your Textless artifact, your Tauron Strike, you want it to do something significant. This is why Vazarin is the one that got the video out of all 5. It's why the others have not had videos from me yet, and I'm in no rush to put videos out on them. And honestly, it's why I can see from the viewership, people just didn't really care. I know I was a bit late on the video compared to when they came out, but that's because, well, to be honest, there was enough other more interesting stuff to focus on. Maybe I should change the title a little bit on it as well. Because it just hasn't got the word Vazarin at the moment, and that's awkward. Nidri, Vazarin, Tauron Strike. Let's make that clearer and easier to find. There we go. But yeah, that video... no. It's been out for 2 months and it's got 13,000 views? Is that it? Oh god. Oh. Oh no. Yeah, that's not great. That is not great. Okay, so we found a lot of not great stuff here today, I'll be quite honest. That's... Takes so long to get a single artifact. It really does. It really, 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 really does. The only thing I can do to help reduce the grind for you, and this is only a small reduction, but the only thing I can do to reduce the grind is point you to... Oh, actually, this is faster this way, not that way. This way. Point you to Marie's second shop. I'm going to show you it for those of you who don't know, because it's better than just explaining it. Here we are. Another flashbang that doesn't need to exist. So you see that Marie has 3 options, but we're only going to care about the top 2. Retrieve Textless artifacts is where you get the artifacts, but also every single day you can trade some amount of more basic resources from Perita into 15 of the boss resources. You don't want to buy Mavica here. That's just a terrible trade. Don't do that. You could pick up the mods, but you'll pick them up during farming stuff. Same with the arcanes, you'll probably pick them up during farming stuff, so these aren't really things to spend on. This is the one. This is the one. But because it is every single day for 15, it's not actually doing that much. Mirrorlade, that test is sounding exactly like we've tested now, so that's good, yeah. So, because it takes, what was it, 150 of each? Yeah, 150 of each. Then, if you solely went through buying these resources, that would take you 30 days. 30 days to get the materials for one textless artifact with 0 textless upgrading. The upgrading takes another handful of resources. Not as many, but still a noticeable bunch more. And if you do just a single run of parity, you are going to get more of those resources than this. As long as you're doing Steel Path and doing it well. Naturally, if you're doing not Steel Path, naturally if you're doing it less effectively, you're going to get fewer resources. And don't forget, Choc, you still need to have the Laudalvi and Novidiscs, or if it asks for Savoris, then you need those. You need those resources in suitable quantity. So trading here, 30 trades of this, 30 times 254, that's 7,620 Laudalvi. Now bear in mind, I farmed up all of the artifacts. I got half of an artifact from the quest, I got 1 artifact from DE, I got 1 artifact from Mirrorlade. Am I remembering that correctly? Holy shit, yeah, I got half of the artifacts given to me, whereas you guys will usually get just half of 1 artifact given to you. So those are the resources I have left lying around after farming up 2.5 of these, plus the upgrade farm, which is about another 1.5 artifacts worth. And trading day after day after day after day after day, not missing a beat on this, I would have enough Laudalvi for 2 of them, about 2 of them. And for Ignovidiscs, only 1 of them. If it continuously use those. You have to upgrade them? That's what I was saying earlier, Choc. Yeah. The whole focus discussion. If we go back into this... So you see, you get the Talon Strike, you then need to upgrade the Talon Strike itself and the follow-on 4 nodes in order to get the full power out of it. And if I bring up, say, just Vazarin, no, you were looking at the... Yeah, you were looking at the Vazarin one. So if I just bring up Focus Vazarin on the wiki here, and let's just go to Vazarin side, just so it's easy to reference. So the Nidri Talon Strike itself starts off needing 160,000 focus, then 325, then 600,000. So that is over 1 million right there. Actually, do they have a summary in the notes here? That would make my life a lot easier. Oh yes, there we go. 5,005,000 focus to fully unlock the Nidri Talon Strike, in addition to 182 Lyoric Bridges, 159 Ren Hypercores, 182 Ascaris Prime. So that is 32 bridges, 9 cores, 32 Ascaris, in addition to the purchase price of 150 of each. So like I say, it's not a lot more of the materials, but it is still more, and it's 5 million bloody focus. So to do all 5 Tetsulis artifacts is effectively farming 6 of them resource-wise. Half you get from the quest, and 1, if you want, you can spend plat to buy 1 artifact's worth of materials. You also then need to spend 5 lots of 5 million focus. That's 25 million focus across the 5 schools. It's a lot. And there are people who say, oh, no, it's fine. It's fine to have something this expensive because it's supposed to be a long-term goal that you work towards over time. You don't need it for anything. And so, okay, yeah, cool. That's a great idea and all. So, long time working towards goal. Cool. Can I work towards it in other locations? No, the fuck you can't. Focus you can, but the materials come from one location. One. It's not even like you can focus on your preferred boss, because the materials are heavily, heavily weighted to each of the 3 different Perita boss fights. So you have one 12-minute, forced 12-minute mission of the same rotating objectives in the same tile set continuously, and then you have to do each of those boss fights over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah. Chuck saying, do I lose out on the modding if I switch to another focus call? Yes. Because a different focus call has a different artifact equipped, or no artifact if you haven't farmed it yet, so you do not get any of the same modding. It is independently modded, so if you don't have the Xeneric one unlocked, because you went for Vazarin first, no amp damage bonus, no access to a tower and strike, none of it applies in the slightest. You're liking this system less and less as we speak? Now you see why I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this? It's all farmed in one location. You can't cross-farm from other locations in any way, except for just the focus. But the focus is an old-school kind of thing. The materials are the real issue there. For something that you can only utilize in some missions, some of the time, with restricted mix and match, as in you can't use a Xeneric's tower on with the Vazarin school. And the majority of the upgrading for the artifact is actually for your operator or for your amp. So the late game benefits are supposed to be ignore everything else, be happy that your operator actually deals damage at higher levels. Meanwhile, you have the absolute energy mode, high octane experience of diving through the 21 floors of Descendia, and this, frankly, far more energized mode and downright ridiculous at times.
That he was above the rest of us, Orokin, and our wanton dissipation.
I'm trying to think whilst he's speaking. It's not easy. His cadence is frustrating. Yeah, this game mode you get with the Descendia, the weekly rewards on it, all of this is so much more long-term engaging, I would say. And the rewards are some of the fastest to farm, to the point that you kind of go, oh, actually, I've got everything I can get from here, so I guess I'm just doing it for the fun of it. So you get crazy fun game mode. Oops, you've done all the rewards in like 2 weeks. It's a fun game mode, but keep going, and 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 keep going. Oh god, all 3 are talking. No, please no. No! Stop! Alright. You enjoy Paris over Descendia? That's fine, honestly. That's fine. That is honestly fine. I enjoyed Perita. I didn't enjoy being told, keep coming back here or you'll make 0 progress towards those textless artifacts, which are hours of grind for something that you're largely not going to use. And uniquely in a creator position, I can't exactly just sit back and let them languish there. I needed to have access to them all to fully see what they're capable of. You guys expect to need that of me, so I can show you what there is to get. So there's that extra pressure of go ahead and just this. Yeah. And yeah, with the event, I expected when the event came out for Perita, it would have done something to address that length of grind. Nothing. Nothing. Yeah. Steel Path Descendia's rewards being blueprints absolute trash. let's see, what is it on there at the moment? So, normal mode is, I mean, yeah, these are not great. There's a formal blueprint out there, which means you get it without having to open a relic. It's guaranteed, but yeah, nothing too great. It's a Vosper, 30,000 credits. Basic arcanes. The rewards there ain't too great separately, but then there's also the internal rewards of the arcanes and Uriel farm. So there's a bunch of stuff there. Steel Path. Another form of blueprint. One of the arcanes. Is that one you get from Descendia? Can't remember. I think it is. River mods. Bit old school. Arcane Persistence, yeah, that's one of the new ones. Steel Essence, nice, but it's kind of expected on Steel Path. 3 Arcanes, and then Arcane Catalyst Blueprint. Now, to be honest, this one being a blueprint, no concern. No concern at all, because that is cheap as hell to build. You can't see most requirements behind my face, so it's 25,000 credits, you're on Steel Path, you can afford that. 1 Morphix, you're on Steel Path, you can afford that. 1 Gallium, 1 Control Module, 1 Auric Intel. You're on Steel Path. You can afford that. So that's basically a freebie. The Omniformer blueprint is, however, dog shit, yes. It is so expensive. But then we also know that formers, and by extension Omniformers, are a noteworthy part of DE's income, so that's not changing either, I guess. Welcome to free-to-play, pay-to-skip. If you want stuff faster than you farm it, you pay to skip. Yeah. If we have a look through these. Oh yeah. Yeah, got Emerald Archon Shard, bunch of Endo. I think I went for the Adapter. I've got upcoming mod drop chance boost. You can't even buy those, or I could get the Arcane Catalyst Blueprint. Another booster, and another bunch of Endo or another adapter, and the adapter is real nice. There you are. Is it a daily reset? The shop, yes. Descendia's rewards, no, they're weekly. You can rerun Descendia itself and get all the in-mission rewards. It's the outer mission stuff, the stuff on the front UI there, those are weekly. So, running Descendia, once you've got down to the bottom, for the entire rest of the week, you can keep on running Floor 21 to keep on having the Rofe experience and keep on getting the rewards from defeating Floor 21, even though this reward is only a once per week. The reward should be pre-builds. That's an opinion to have. That is an opinion to have. Honestly, I'm not going to get into the weeds too much on that, where you consider Peritus rewards. Come on. 9 day. And yeah, potato blueprints are dirt cheap, so deal with it, honestly. They are dirt cheap. And as for, you could buy stuff from the Nightwave store, sure, if you got plenty of creds to spare. A lot of people don't. Okay. Chuck says, it's not so much materials, we're having to wait 23 hours for it to build. Skip. That's Warframe in a nutshell. I get that from a gameplay perspective, you'd want to have access to it sooner. We would love to just have everything be awarded to us, no time gates on it. I absolutely get that. I really, really do. And were this a single-player game, a subscription game, by single-player I mean like you purchase offline kind of game, some kind of forced buy-in, I would absolutely be aghast at such crafting times. Genuinely aghast. But considering that you can basically play this game for free all the way through, and your biggest limitation is going to be access to potatoes, access to slots. In a game where you can also trade for the premium currency. It's a business at the end of the day. It's a business. What's our version of gacha is strictly no outside currency? I don't think I'd even refer to any of it as gacha, honestly, Tom, no. It's not gacha. Something having an RNG element is not gacha. Even calling it our version of gacha is doing a disservice to Warframe. Nothing in Warframe is gacha. There is RNG loot out of a relic, but it's just so fundamentally different. Still weird that we can buy relics for platinum. That is weird to me. The barrel box in gacha? Okay, yeah, no, I can see that one. The barrel box is gacha. Except you can't pay for it with IRL money unless you go through the most ridiculous jumps of buy platinum, use platinum to buy the credit bundle, and then buy the barrow. Can you? Did they keep the credit bundles or have they gone? Oh, yep, no, they're still there. Okay, cool. So if you were completely off your rocker, you could technically buy the barrow gacha for real world money. And if anything, that's just another reason that these should be deleted from the game. Yeah. The fact that these still exist actually concerns me. Because it means people are buying them. Maybe there is enough income from gag gifts that DE are keeping that there, but yeah, it means people are buying them. From Stim, honestly unsure what's more the problem. Yeah, the Omniformer blueprint is very expensive to build. I do find that it makes the value of the blueprint nothing to me. 10 Nitane is already a lot. This is one of the most limited resources in the entire game. Nitane is more limited than Former. That's how limited it is. I don't mean Former blueprints. Former is more readily accessible than Nitane outside of Nightwave. And Nightwave is very limited. To then combine that with 4 Former and then an Argon Crystal? The one Omniformer? Yeah, I'm not a fan of that one. Not a fan of that. Out of curiosity, what is the rush cost on it? Only 10. Okay, let's cancel that. I want my materials back. It's only a 10 plat rush cost. But the rest of that is... That is insane. The former that really bites? Honestly, I think the Nitane is worse, because, like, you can get a handful there. Farming up more former is much more manageable than farming up more Nitane. You basically, at that point, then... Oh, what's this sorting? Then have to dump the rest of this into there. Granted, that's going to give me... What's that? 115 Nitane? Cool. So that's another 11 Omniformers. 350 creds. It takes 30 creds to build one Omniformer, and that's not counting the former cost on top. That's actually a chunk. That's one hell of a chunk. So it's kind of a 5-day build with 4 formers in the build itself. I'd call it 4-day technically because of concurrency ability, but I see what you're saying there, Ellie, yeah. Outside repeat consumables like Omniform, you don't need much Nitane overall. You don't need it much overall once you've got there, happy. But it's a lot to need if you've not got it. Nitane extract, coin to wiki, items that need it. Let's see, Warframes and companions, there's a whole bunch of bits here. Total comes to 164 for Warframes, for Archwings and companions. For weapons, it's another 57. So we're looking at what? Over 200 on Warframes, companions, weapons. Over 200. That's a chunk. How much does Saturn Exterminate Cash reward give per hit? Not 57. Don't know why Zom just typed 57 all of a sudden. But I'm fairly certain it's either 1 or 2. Let's see here. Yeah, resource caches and reactor sabotage. Up to 2% drop. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it drops in quantities of 1 from pretty much everything. Just 1. Ew. Just... Ew. When do I recommend the use for an Omni? Omnis, if you have them laying around, if you can afford them, then they're best used on Warframes where you think there's a risk of wanting to have vastly different builds and loadouts. Omnifora on the aura slot is certainly an option, yeah, because there are multiple auras that can be useful with different polarities, so aura is a good place to start. And then otherwise just slotting it into a Warframe somewhere, especially for things like augmented builds. Having the Omniformer, I have none on here, oh I know, but having the Omniformer allows you to slap in augments for some builds and then take them out for others, because augments have that unique scratch polarity that normal mods don't have. I use Omniformers a lot of the time now, but that's because Mirrorlab has made it where I have so goddamn many, I don't need to think about it. So you can see Omni, 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 Omni. That is excessive. You don't need to do that. It is absolutely excessive to do that. So yeah, only use them where it's got some serious benefit to you based on the way you're modding your frames. If you're not building multiple loadouts on that frame much, if you're not using vastly weird tight builds, you probably don't need any. Most Warframes can get away with 1, maybe 2. Do any mods other than stances using an iron polarity? No idea. No idea, not gonna guess on that. And yeah, Omnis are very important for formering, very important for... Well, not very... very valuable to formering, and the amount of formers we may consume. And so... It is, again, understandable that you've placed it where they have in terms of cost. It's a tough one. It is rough, but... That's expensive items for you. The more expensive items tend to be more expensive per unit value to the user as well. It's like the difference between asking your friend for the time all the time versus a cheap watch versus a designer watch. The amount you're spending on getting the same return is massively more, but that's because of the additional both benefits and just tier of purchase you're dealing with. Maybe, Jock. I'm not going to focus too hard on polarities. Okay. So... I think we've gone through all the bits on Sentient Incision. I'll be honest, in terms of building it to be useful, It's a 120% damage mod, elemental damage mod, that is bugged to be worse for status damage, bugged to be worse for combining with the correct damage type on modding, additive to other elemental damage mods in its total damage output, no status bonus, often applying a non-damaging status and maybe not most useful status in general. And it's plus 120%. Oh, and no bonuses against Overguard, because it's Overguard is always going to hit as corrosive for some reason. It's not game-changing, really. Yeah, it's 120% damage for 7 drain. I think that's probably the best bit of it. Like the matching of target weaknesses, that's neat. But overall, not that impressive, and certainly doesn't evolve the Venato into something uniquely capable. It's not like some of the previous augments we've had, like on the Okicore. The Okicore augment is absolutely astounding in comparison. Oh sure, let's just make it where the magazine refills itself. Also, your status chance and crit chance skyrocket. Truly skyrocket. Here's 120% additive elemental damage. Actually, aside from weird cases, it's technically 180%. Technically in the same way that other elements can also be that, yes. So it's 120, which will always be 180 effective. Do your direct hit on those non-overguarded enemies. It can't not be that bonus. Unless it's against an enemy that doesn't have an eligible bonus, like with Thrax. It's just nowhere near as impressive. But again, a lot of the augments that come out are actually pretty unimpressive. Choc, I'm not sure who's talking about Rector Storm, but you might just want to open up the wiki on that. I'm going to be honest with you. What's the other one that's up and coming on the mods here? Velox Inclusion on hit, gain plus 0.6% ability strength, up to 60% maximum, consumed on your next ability cast. Consumed means it's not going to be that great, I'll be honest, but it's still 60% strength from your secondary. Kind of hard to get at the moment. Yeah, that otherwise just needs the tomes, so this would turn the Velox into a kind of a pseudo-tome. Which is nifty, I guess. It is an energy beam, so not that far unrelated. Cheers, Porfin. Yeah. Now, overall, I think we can confidently say that this one is not amazing. How do you turn off the blink alerts telling you to do a quest? I would ideally say go do the quest, but if you don't want those blinky pop-ups at all, you're looking for the Tenno guide. So in your settings, you go just search for Tenno, so it comes up nice and easily, show Tenno guide, tick that off, and then the suggested quests and activities will be removed. It just won't show you them anymore, and you can turn it on again later when you go, alright, cool, send me on the quest line again. Yeah, Tenno guide is what you're looking to remove. Velox is more of a very high fire rate auto pistol. Am I thinking of a different thing? What the fuck was I thinking of? Cycron. Got it. Sorry. Yeah. This circular corpus looking gun is not this circular corpus looking gun. My bad. Alright, that's even worse then. That's just... it's this thing? This is what's getting that? Ugh. You don't want to do the Warframe quests? Okay, but at the same time, you're missing out. Play it your way. So yeah, they want to take this gun, and that's supposed to be your strength buff for one cast, then fire 100 hits for the next. Hey now, Ellie. Hey now. Hey now. Cephalon's Morris one was irritating, the Chrome one. Oh yeah, some of the early game quests, I'll be honest, do kind of suck. I agree on that. The question is, what kind of quests are you dodging? If you're dodging the quests which are in the Warframe quests, that section, then in some cases, I absolutely understand. George's Precept, you're missing out on normal Atlas, but Atlas Prime is a thing. Petrify for the Subsume is... it's okay. But yeah, the quest is not great. Limbo Theorem, again, quest is not great. Wave Rider, a lot of people dislike it, and I agree. Hidden Messages, not great. Mask of the Revenant is okay. Silver Grove is a bit annoying to get the resources, quite frankly. Sands of Anaros is not very well guided, so I did wiki it. New Strange is strange. Octavia's Anthem has a very interesting boss fight, I'll say. So that one's pretty interesting. Glass Gambit is odd. These two up here, however, don't skip those. Deadlock Protocol, Call of the Tempestari, these are modern era Warframe quests, much, much better. Literally, the value of every single one of these other quests combined, in terms of quest value, is about one of these. You done those you liked? Yeah. Those are good ones. Skipping the rest, I can understand, I'll be honest. I can understand. Aren't these required for some content? Well, this is required for the Duelist Golem fight. So there's that. Let's see, what else is required for things? That's required for the Silver Grove Spectres. I think that is requirements on those. And then for these, Deadlock Protocol is of course required for access to Disruption on Deimos. It is required for access to the Granum Void, as well as the Protea Farm, and Call of the Tempestari. I don't think gates content? Oh, Sisters of Parvos. There we are. That's kind of a big one, actually. Yeah, that is a big one. When we think about it, it is kind of weird that these are put as Warframe quests and not main quests. Honestly, thinking about it. Especially considering, you know, main quest includes Jade Shadows. Fairly certain Jade Shadows can't happen without at least one of these. At least a lot. Possibly Call of Tempestari as well? Or at least it gives some more context to it. Is Glass Gambit needed for Index? No, Glass Gambit uses Index, but not needed for it. Call of Tempestari does also have some pretty cool music to it, yeah. I wasn't a big fan of the sequence where the music was played, I'll be honest. I maintain it felt like The whole Warframe showcase of Sevagoth there was more of an excuse to do something while the music played. It didn't really fit the story as far as I'm concerned, but it happened. It's a thing. The music is fire. And then side quest, old, but important. Modern. People have their opinions on it. Old. And it is just these 6. Yeah, okay, to be honest, yeah. If you've done with the main quest, you're done with the side quest, and you've done these 2, I can genuinely understand you skipping all the rest. I'll be quite honest, yeah, that's fair. Wave Raider... No, it's not that important. Yeah, I can understand on all the rest. You need Veilbreaker for Helmet? Okay, yeah, there's that. True. Yeah, Warframe's storylines and story quests have been a bit of a... yeah. Ellie's saying, side tangent, the fact you can go on a date with Leon to the cold below is what I have. Huh. Having not hit the dating button on a bunch of them, I'm unfamiliar with all of that lot, but there we are then. Okay. And good night. As are coming? Fair enough then. Have a good one. Okay. Given I've had a look at what Venato really has to offer from the Augment there, let's think on the modding here. Let's try and get at least full value out of this without going for influence, because influence will teach us nothing. What can we do for this that isn't influence? Nope. Not really. Exists, but is it valuable enough? Okay, so honestly, nothing too great. What is the follow through on sides? It is... oh, it's right in front of me. 60%. Oh dear, that's pretty bad for a Vortex experience. So I could leave it on there, we could get some magnetic out of that, but it's not going to be great. Let's spend some more on this Former, because I do have a few. Thank you again, Mirrorwave, in particular on that. And with that on there, let's add in heat. Why not? Let's add in good old heat. Do have some good CC effects for afflictions. So they have some moves of relevance to it. So we've got here Shadow Wing. Wow, okay, that UI broke. I'm sorry. Press E to get a 300% attack with Dance. 200% attack with Press E. 200% attack with Impact and 300% attack. Fairly certain that's not what's actually happening. Fairly certain that's supposed to be 3 moves. E for 300% plus Dance and 200% attack. Then you press E again, which should be on a new line. No plus. For a 200, 300, one of them with Impact. And then the third attack is the 500% with Knockdown. That's, And the moving one is no ragdolling on the moving one, which is usually the one people like to use for melee, so you can kind of keep your momentum forwards. Dying Light is usually the forward blocking combos are often very awkward, and indeed we have a 300% followed by a 200 and Dance, 200, 200 and 100 Impact Slash. I should probably learn what the hell the dance is. What does the wiki say about the dance? Stalking Fan. So Dance is... Wiki's got nothing for it. wiki has nothing. Okay, cool, right. That's... Maybe it is Stagger. Yeah, maybe it's Stagger. Does the wiki have a note for the icon for Stagger? Okay. Oh, and Stalking Fan has some weird physical damage multipliers thrown in as well. That's just... The third attack of Shadow Wing has a 2x status chance multiplier? Why? 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 Tenokai system indicator? The Tenokai does not trigger from specific moves on a stance, no. The wiki page for Stagger does indeed list Stagger. So either the wiki is missing this detail on things like Shadow Wing, whether it's a Stagger, or the wiki is determined not to include it because it doesn't actually exist. Could be either. I'll be honest, I'm not going to focus too hard on finding out. I already hate what I've just read. Sadly, Reaping Spiral does not match the polarity on this, so that's going to be a pain. But for Reaping Spiral, we would get a lift, an attack, into an attack, an attack, into a knockdown. Still nothing on the forward combo. It's a big downside there. And also nothing on the forward blocking. But heavy attacks are still a thing. Heavy attacks still work with it if you wanted to go down that route. Have I tried Influence on it? I haven't tried Influence on it because I'm not going to waste my time on it. We already know it's going to be good. Because Melee Influence is a very, very, very powerful arcane on pretty much every status capable melee. We're not going to learn anything useful from it other than, hey, look at that, Influence happened. I know about other videos saying like it doesn't need to be nerfed, and that's more because melees kind of really struggle. But yeah, I already know that it's going to be effective there. It would be a waste of my time to look at it because it's already effective. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, for the time being, let's just go with this here. Go with a Magnetic Vortex, Volcanic Edge, Discipline's Merit, Wombo Combo Thingamabob, and just kind of see how it feels. Also, we're going to level it up. Let's go level it up. Grab you, no shooty, and I'm going to level this up in the most Kenjanu way of leveling things by not going to leech off people this time. Now that we've got enough capacity to actually mod things, let's go level it ourselves. These guys are weak to having their faces melted, so let's go here. Yeah, honestly, Influence is the right choice. If you want damage output, if you want to level the weapon quickly, Influence is the right choice. I'm just tired of caring about it, that's the problem. Oh, damage numbers are still absolutely huge from testing. Oopsies. Let's bring that back down the other end. There we go. Now my face will not be bombarded by numbers in my numbers game. Now let's go bombard some enemies. Only activating Raw here, not activating other buffs. For the moment, we do see the benefits of good old Vortex there. They're not the best benefits, but we did see them. Oh yeah, that pulled them behind me. I guess something died to a slash proc that I'd hit. Also, whilst we continue on this, something that came up in a comment. It's only at 46. I'll just turn it off. That's still about the same amount of flashiness. Maybe it's a little bit reduced, but honestly, that's still flashing. Turn that back on. Seems like any other melee. Welcome to my single biggest complaint about melee. They have zero identity. Unless it is a fake melee, like glaives, which are ranged, or like gunblades, which are ranged, pretty much every melee has no identity. It is move towards enemy, holding E. Or move towards enemy, then holding E if you don't want to use the moving combo. If you really want, you can do a forward blocking combo, which has this weird movement, and is not really that great to use. There's not really any nuance to it, it's not really any interest to it, and whilst there's some chunky sounds, the light attacks really just don't seem to match how the enemies respond to it. I swing at this guy. Wham! This blade has just gone through your body twice. 4 times, probably. It just... Yeah. When the character swings identically at a wall made of solid metal, at rock, at thin air, and at enemies, I can really see the animation rather than the melee. And that just... yeah, that does not excite me anywhere near as much as the very visible and physical differences of gunnery. Melee's pretty floaty. It's not just, like, floatiness. It's unreactive. Completely unreactive. When you switch from a AoE weapon to a precision weapon, you feel the difference in the gameplay necessary because of the precision required. And when you get to zoom in with a sniper, you get that change in scope, you get that change in zoom. The change in your view is a big part of the experience. And when you switch from a burst fire to a rapid fire to a semi-automatic, if you don't turn the setting on to make it auto, things like that again, you can feel the difference. Short range, long range, precise versus spread weapon, you feel the difference. Big mag, slow mag, fast fire rate, lumbering, high recoil, low recoil. With melee, it's swingy, 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 swing, 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 swingy, 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 swing, 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 swing. All of these movesets, all of these modifiers, and no part of the game makes me want to care about them. And this is what makes me understand, I think it was Steve? I think it was Steve's... Shoot, it was either Steve or Scott, who didn't like focusing too much on melee attack speed because then the animations just blur away. There are no animations, there is no nuance, it's just you are a Beyblade. I was saying this on a recent stream as well. And it's okay with like some things being a blade blender, super choppy ruinous experience. But when every melee does that, it gets a little hard to see the weapon for the category. This is a big part of why Tenukai is huge for it, not just the damage bonus, but you actively do something else with your melee. I'm going to take out Tenukai in this build for a moment. This is... oops, sorry, raw. This is a no Tenukai build. Pre-Tenukai. I'm just holding W and E. I'm using fingertips to move the mouse. This is pre-Tenukai. It's oops, I accidentally heavy attacked in between my Tenokais there and lost my entire combo. Hold on, let me get that back. Oops. Tenukai idea was good, need to add a lot more mods. I don't think it's the mods, no. it's just the melee experience just doesn't really have an experience. Players failed. Curious, how do you change melee in Warframe to make it feel better but maintain its effectiveness? And you've hit the nail on the head as to why I don't really talk about solutions to melee. You've hit the nail on the head. Plan has failed. I don't have a solution. Oh, max rank, let's get out of here. Or rather, I acknowledge that there isn't a solution. That's what it is. Because if melee is to feel like melee, then from my own stipulations I'm giving, there needs to be a physical, tangible reaction to it. There needs to be reason to the combos and movesets. And all of that requires a slower game experience. Dare I say, a experience you might find in Soulframe. Certainly, more like the experience you find in Duviri, yes. It is slower, it is more physical, there are the frequent blocks from enemies which you recoil off of, and likewise you can block the enemies with precise timing for benefits from it as well. Very video gamey benefits, but benefits nonetheless that you get that tangible reaction from. Warframe can't accommodate that. Because if you're spending all that time being super flashy, dancey with one enemy, meanwhile the Obliterator 9000 stood next to you, just kind of gone, beep, and the map is dead. Hell, even the melee influence next to you has just gone, stab, oh, where'd everyone go? Yeah. Warframe is simply too fast for melee to interact with in that way. So it would require some really out-of-the-box thinking to make those different melees matter. And outside of turning them into some very scripted anime bullshit, I honestly don't know. I really don't know, honestly. Because, oh, theoretically they could make it where you have these more overdone animations that lead to everything dying around you, but that's not really it. As I also don't think holding into Tappy is actually a reason it feels like this. Oh yeah, Tap E wasn't any better because there was no reason to tap E at a pace. In fact, trying to pace your tapping of E to activate the specific combos at the specific times was very difficult. The tiny window you would need to press that in would just not work. So you would just spam E so that you would queue up the next attack to queue up the next attack to queue up the next attack. You weren't really interacting with the combo, it was button mashing, but it's just one big button, E, 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 E. Yeah. From Edelhurst, have you played Soulframe? What are your current thoughts on the state of that game? I have not played it. I have seen bits of various people's live streams of Soulframe, as well as what the devs themselves have shown off, and continuously I find myself going, this doesn't sound like it's for me. Yet. Just put that little yet there. It might evolve into something that grabs my attention. But so far, what I have seen and what I have heard, including heard from other creators discussing it off of their live streams, of course we creators speak to each other, but from what I've seen and what I've heard, it's so far just not looking like I would give it a fair review for it not realigning with what I enjoy in games. Is where I find myself at the moment. So when they're more developed with it, when they reach more of a point of this is Soulframe rather than, well, this is pre-alpha, in-dev, up-and-coming, everything to change Soulframe. Once we have a little bit more of a game rather than a development plan, then maybe I'll give it a fuller look. That's where I'm at on it. It's like our 2013 Warframe probably wouldn't have had my attention for very long. As I'll say, I think Melee's one of those things where we just gotta say we can't do much, we just let those who like it keep it as it is. Yep. Yeah. What is the magnetic there for? Melee Vortex. Kill an enemy affected by magnetic status for a 45% chance to pull in enemies. That's why. It literally triggers that, whilst also giving us a little bit of attack speed. Which is just nice in general, as this build otherwise lacks attack speed. I know you were talking about Magnetic Rush, yes. Yeah, that's why I answered with that shock. It doesn't say it'd be funny if Soulframe devolves into a Warframe-esque game. I get the distinct impression that they're going to actively fight against that kind of development happening. Okay, I'm going to speculate here, and I want you to understand this is 100% speculation. I have had exceptionally little interaction with the Soulframe team, even before they were Soulframe team. Exceptionally little interaction. So I am speculating, and I could be well off the market. If I am, I intend no insult or otherwise. So, massive preface said, from the development of DE work on Warframe prior to Reb becoming creative director, from the various mechanics that were navigated through, kept in despite maybe player disagreement, some of the more just frustrating stumbling points as to interacting with Warframe, and how much of that has been turfed out since. I do pick up a strong sense of individual vision from both Scott and Steve. Very strong sense of that individual vision. And so with them running Soulframe, and Warframe is a Reb and Pablo thing, with them running Soulframe, I imagine there's going to be more of that same, here is the vision, we want to make it fun and interesting for everyone, but we're making this vision. And so that vision of a slower pace is more likely to stick around, I'd say. To, if nothing else, distinguish it from Warframe. It's meant to be its whole other game. Yeah, wow, yeah. Seeing that Warframe's gone a different direction, and they had this other story, this other world they wanted to tell, that could incorporate more of those, not so much lost opportunities, but different imaginations of the same kind of dreamscape. They wanted to take their dreams in a different direction. So it gives them something new to work on, something fresh, something dynamically different, as well as addressing entirely new challenges that come with game development. No longer as a studio fighting for its life, as Warframe really was. Excuse me, in their early days. Warframe was fighting for its life. They are so very thankful and respectful of their founders, all the players who picked up the Founders Packs, because that literally made it where Warframe could see the next day. Were it not for those early adopters, were it not for the very early attention given by select content creators, Warframe would have just been... And yet now with DE being so big as they are, so much more... what's the word? Established? Yeah, so much more established. They can tackle a project like Soulframe from a completely different development perspective. And with far fewer worries as to, oh god, have we made this too much like our particular vision that it might sink it or something like that. Yeah. It's last standing looter shooter now? I'm not going to look into that statement any further to verify or not. I'm aware of what's happened with Destiny. Unfortunate for them there. Are we sure there's no others? Yeah. Right. Now, I promised also some night waving. So, let's get through that. 3-1 capture Solaris using Granum Crown. Wow, I've not done that by chance already. Okay. Railjack missions. Wow, okay. I'm going to cheese that one. Spy mission, mercy kill, primary weapon, only a primary weapon. Okay. And a bunch of primary kills. Right. I can get all of these done in one, and I might even be able to do it on a spy mission. Let's do it. Right, I need to equip the primary first. Let's go with Filmin Prime. Then I can take off the melee. Then I can swap on over to Wukong. Swap Wukong over to Spy Rush. How do you even choose Railjack missions? You pick the one that has no boarding objectives. It is really low level. You just go in, fighters, fighters, fighters. Cruise ship 1, cruise ship 2. Done. Easy. Wonder how many devs still hurt if you mentioned Turtle Biscuit? A fair bunch of them. A fair bunch of them. Which mission am I talking about on Earth? I think that is Sova Strait. There we go. 3 to 6. Yeah. Sova Strait, that's the one. No boarding objectives whatsoever. It means you also don't get the boarding objective rewards, so you can't farm Oberon there, for example. The loot from Sova Strait is pathetic. But it is a very quick mission. If you've got access to the Tunguska cannon and you've got either good crew or the Seeker Volley. If you've not got good crew Seeker Volley, it's not that quick. But it's still the quickest of all of the Railjack missions. But that's not what I'm looking to do. The context of this is that Warframe attributes a lot of its success to a video that Turtle Biscuit did about Warframe right in its early days. Basically going, oh my god guys, look at this amazing game, how is no one talking about this? Well, now Turtle Biscuit was talking about it, and Turtle Biscuit was big! And so a lot of people went, wow, Turtle Biscuit said this is an amazing game and no one's ever heard of it. Let's go try it out. And D just kind of went, oh my god, this is amazing! Yeah. This is no doubt why DE are so supportive of content creators in general, and they are really supportive of content creators, don't get me wrong on that. This is probably a big part of it, is because, again, they saw that their literal existence came down to early founders and content creators. For all the advertising, for all the development they've done their work as well. The promotion of their work is a big damn deal too. And they don't forget that history. They really don't. God, we really are spoiled with EA, aren't we? When you think about it, we are really well and truly spoiled with them. Alright, here we go. Spy, primary only. I'm not going to get all the kills in this because it said 150, didn't it? Oh well. Focus School is set to Naramon. Let's switch that to Zeneric. That'll do. Yeah, Among Us was a game that didn't really go anywhere until a whole bunch of creators picked it up and... Who knows, chat? Maybe one day, this stream will be large enough to have such a world-shattering effect as well. I realised I wanted to cheese these. Why am I on Steel Path? What does the second number on the mission level mean? Where? Because if I load into this, are you meaning 32 to 36? If so, that's a level range. If you're meaning a different second number, where please? Yeah, it's advising that typically throughout this mission, enemies will be between level 32 to 36. Because they don't all spawn at level 32. We pop over here, we can see we got some 32s here. Goodbye to them. And there's a 34, there's a 34, 32, 32, etc. So it's a level range. Now in endless missions, some triggers, whatever the triggers are, increase the level range, or rather, they've raised the thresholds. What? I can do this. Got him. Not the fastest, but we got him. We'll just coast our way through here. Launch it to the side. Rip to that guy. Alright, let's see. Is it this one? Oh, it's the other one. And away we go. Your desk just broke. What did you do? How did your desk just break? Oh, okay. My recast didn't recast there. That's unfortunate. Had that heavy landing, completely unintended. Ah, I hit tight. No. Yoink. And we're good. Lovely doubly. Oh yeah, I need a bunch more primary kills, don't I? We're gonna get a whole bunch more in a different mission. I don't think the Wukong counts. Hold on. Challenges, primary kills, 12. There we go. Oh, not you. Challenges, 12. Oh yeah, Wukong doesn't count. Huh. Well, so much for that one.
Mission complete.
11-year desk. Ooh. I hope you can get a replacement Sharpish on that. Absolutely, Sea Rabbits. Okie dokie, right, well that's got some of the Nightwaving out of the way. Let's recover this as well. Clear a Railjack boarding party without your Warframe taking damage. Very doable. Very doable. Let's see, so yeah, kill enemies with primary. Mercy kill, Railjack, and oh, I forgot to do that. My bad, completely forgot about it. Was the thing I was also wanting to do. Hold on, we can do this real quick. The operator Zam counts as a primary weapon? Fair enough, it used to count as a bow.
You are here on a capture mission. You must find, capture, and extract our target.
Completely overshot that guy at first. A bow? A bow. Why did it count as a bow? Because they coded it as a bow. That's the entirety of the why.
Interrogate the captive back at base. Your part is done here, Tenno.
Let's see, I just need to recognize a room with the guy in it. Let's continue somewhere. Does it continue to a guy? It does not continue to a guy. Yeah, I found this out myself when I did a Nightwave challenge to kill 2 enemies at once with a bow by hitting them with my amp. Gotta be one around here somewhere. Can someone? Come on. Where are you guys? Where you at? Oh, there we go. He's just not being very loud. Kill. Alright, it's just... Oh, you know what? There's a bunch of them. Let's just... I mean, just opportunity for easy primary kills, you know? Won't turn that down. Hello there, Rebel Dusty Pinky. Welcome in, hope you're doing well today. They get standing for free in them? Especially when they buffed it, because it used to be a lot lower standing. I think they tripled it. I think that was one of the improved ledge grabs. I saw that little stumble, it was so smooth. Oh. How efficient is this method to get slower standing? It's not good. It's not good. It's a token extra. It's not a farm.
Another job well executed.
Alright. No rewards in particular, no, but the Nightwave is what we're there for. And yeah, it was 900 standing for that Granum Crown. Considering that was a tier 3 Granum Crown, you only get that from killing, you know, your treasurers as they spawn. You get one of those per mission max, and even get one in that mission. It's not a lot of standing. But it's more than 0, so yay. that's what it comes down to. It's something for having spent the crown rather than doing a Granum Void. Okay, let's reset into different bits. Let's go Tenet Galaxian. Why not? It's always a fun weapon to use. Good old Zoris in there. We're of course going to go Lavo, because Lavo amazing. Which means we can switch off of this back over to something like... Majora is always strong. And this time I'm going to tell my companion it's allowed to join the fight. There we go. Slight overroll, but that is fine. Let's load up into this. And let's head ourselves on over to Cheese Mission. Ba-ba-da-ba. Now we're probably not going to get any borders during this. So yeah, we're just going to have to cheese and pray, I guess. Hold on, challenges. Yeah, so primary kills would also require dealing with boarding party. Yeah, we're just going to cheese 7 missions and then try and get one proper one for that 8th. We'll cheese out the 7. Alright, Milo, take care. Catch you in the next one. And again, thank you very much for the gifted subs earlier. Much appreciated. Alright, so this is why this mission is so quick. You can see the fighter count is going up, going up, going up. And it's done. The fighters are already dead. That cruise ship is down. And that's mission complete. As soon as it finishes exploding, there it is. So now, let's... Why is it zooming in on Pluto? Hold on. That's delaying me there. It's zooming in on Pluto because the last mission I did was Pluto. Damn. Okay, so if you want to do this even faster, do a quick Earth mission.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
Alright, load us in, boost through. We'll just fire the missiles, get it started, hopefully cause the cruise ship to spawn in our view because of where I've spun. Was I correct? Damn, it's behind me. That's... okay, whatever. I got that wrong. Where does Railjack think it's teleporting to? Different part of Earth. I guess. Strike 1.
Enemy fighters down 50%.
They're down a little bit more than 50%.
Fighters are peeling off. Cruise ship has gone bye-bye.
Next mission.
Sector secured. Mission successful.
Yeah. I can't sit in the main gun to get it started because I need to actually trigger the cruise ships to spawn. And we don't want them to spawn out of our view, I guess. But if we go over here, fire the missiles. I've angled up a little bit there. Didn't mean to do that, so I might not have a good downward firing arc. Let's hope. Oh, there we go. We got one. Can fire another one of these, because a lot of them are hiding out of view. I've not got a good spot here. Ah, that's better. You can see all the fighters getting obliterated.
Reactor has detonated. Pretty. We have one less
And
crucial
mission complete.
concerned with. Direct attention to remaining targets.
Warframe is a game designed to be cheesed.
Enemy in
I've been saying that one for
Rainier
years.
will spread the word. Mission resolved.
Edahurst saying, why didn't they integrate the railjack with other missions so you drop from railjack into the planet itself instead of from orbiter? What would that achieve, Edahurst?
Rainier in
Having spent the time to change the animation so that you appear to drop from a railjack instead of a orbiter, what would it have achieved? Railjack components still a good source of endo. At this low tier, there's 75 per component, and we're not getting many of them, so it's still not great. But at higher tiers, yes.
enemy fighters are routing. Boom.
Make the railjack be integrated with the rest of the game. Same with the new rooms you get from every larger DLC patch.
Enemy in retreat. Secured. Drawing a line under this one.
No, honestly, I just don't agree. Putting the railjack visually in the loading screen that most people skip when starting missions, that doesn't make the railjack more integrated into the game. That just makes it visible on a loading screen. It just doesn't add much. When you also consider the railjack is a completely different scale to the landing craft, and it's landing craft that picks it up from a lot of missions.
Another job well
When we start adding it all together, it just doesn't really add up. I'll be quite honest with you. I get that it would be a nice idea to have the railjack mean more,
Operational theater.
but just putting it in animation isn't it.
You know. Detected.
It just isn't it.
Attack craft. Prepare to engage.
Now, as for railjack in open world missions,
Seeing a lot of
Oh,
fighter shrapnel. Pilot morale destabilizing. Continue.
D did talk about that, and they sounded like they intended to do that originally, but whatever technical reasons came about, it just wasn't the way. Like a number of features in Warframe, it's
We have one less crew ship to be
it's one of those things where it's best not to think about
remaining targets.
how it really fits into the world.
Crew ship
The world doesn't really fit into the world, unfortunately.
Not a bad
Not half the
roll.
time.
Objectives met. Moving on.
Alright, catch you around, Moon.
Another job well executed.
Loading, loading, loading. Here we go! Alright then. Fires the missiles!
This is a raid.
Why are we spamming Railjack? Nightwave. Welcome in, Badger Burger.
Will negatively impact enemy cohesion.
Yeah, Nightwave wants us to do 8 Railjack missions. I don't want to do 8 long ones, so we're doing the short one.
Back. Good work. Alert. Enemy cruise ship has translated into the sector. Cruise ship
And that's mission complete.
that clears up some space.
Alright, last one of these, and then we'll do a proper one so that I can get the other
Neutralize.
objective at the same time.
Next.
Get all the extra resources. Okay, yoink.
Another job well executed.
Gotta admit, 48 seconds is a pretty quick turnaround on a mission like that.
Bad guys. Hit them in the knees. Rainier interceptors alerted. Contact imminent. Good luck.
One down.
Enemy squadron
Come on, where are you at? There they are.
Cruise ship.
2 down, and that's the fighters.
Being called off. Excellent.
Easy.
Cruise ship reactor has
All right.
detonated. Pretty.
Let's now go.
Longer a viable threat.
Let's go for the Veil Proxim. Why not? Step it all the way up the top there.
Resolving mission brief.
Just so my NPC crew don't really kill things too good. Let's do the R9 Cloud. Should you go spam some Railtech for Nightwave? I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. If you're going, ugh, over it, maybe not.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
Alright, let's go. You want the last 2 levels of Nightwave? Well, I mean, it depends on how quick you want them, because Nightwave is going to have far more missions and standing options than is required to complete the 30 levels.
Enemy cruise ship has arrived. They are
So you don't need to worry about, oh, but if I skip that mission, I don't get the last reward. Warframe's not like that. You don't have to do all of the challenges. You don't even need to do half the challenges. And you'll get there. But if you do miss out on too many, then yeah, it's wrong. The big issue with skipping challenges is that it then blocks spots for re-rolling challenges, sorry, recovering challenges from previous weeks. But one mission sitting there, not that much of an issue. It's when you've got multiple that it's time to go, okay, well, I've got to pick something. Alright, I've used both my dome charges there. Neither of them rolled the freebie, which is a little unfortunate. So let's go ahead and build some more. Dome charges complete. Back up the front. I'll reposition for the next cruise ships. Got some over this way. I just hit an asteroid. I'm stuck on 2 asteroids. That's unfortunate.
Remaining fighters are being called off.
Alright, fighters are completely done with, so that is good.
Missile battery. Orders infiltrate. Objective expose radiators.
We are
Core.
very slightly dying. Let's fix that.
Repeat. Hull breach. Scratch 1 cruise ship. Omni required at hull breach. This is
There we go. Hull breach fixed. Okay.
crisis averted. Mission continues. Cruise ship has gone bye-bye.
Alright, we've got 2 more cruise ships to deal with. I don't really want to keep dealing with these missiles, so... Never mind, the missiles are dealing with me. Let's switch you over to Engineer. Now, we've already got 1 Engineer, but that's going to make it a little bit more consistent on having Engineers. That taken out. Launch for the next one. Stun it.
Cruise ship eliminated. Focus on
See, where's the pod that I want to hit? It's right there. Hit the weak spot.
cruise ship.
Any weapon synergies with Ash? Not in particular, no. Because there's no stat sticks anymore. You don't need a particular weapon with him, not at all. Right, we've dealt with all the cruise ships, so let's move in underneath the missile battery. This might throw off its targeting a little bit with missiles. Maybe not.
Sleds inbound.
Oh, ramp sled.
Prepare to repel boarders.
Switch you to engineer. Okay, so with them all set to engineer, they're going to be focused on repairs. But also, we can try and deal with this.
Have been boarded. This is our home. Defend it. We are
Okay, they all in there.
deal with it.
I'm trying to get the chained kill attack without
Solved.
getting caught in the fight myself, because if I take 0 damage, we meet the objective. There it is. Cool, yeah.
Boarders repelled. Back to work.
My crew managed to do the job there. Perfect. Okay, so with that successful, let's get you back on gunnery. And let's get you back on, or newly on to piloting. They should do a good enough job of that. And I can get onto the objective. Hey guys! How we doing? Nice and healthy? Yeah. Railjack is taking a few hits, but we've got an engineer, so it'll never be a problem. I can just ignore all of that and focus on this. That's opened up. As soon as they fix the railjack, they'll be able to destroy that first radiator. Second radiator is going to be off out this way, I want to say. I am correct. Here it is. And it's time. There we are. Get some more of these primary kills. They've already destroyed the radiator. Wow, that was fast. That was fast.
Destroy the core now.
Alright. Railjack is once again getting torn to pieces, but that will not happen anymore now that we have disabled this missile silo. So I'm just going to get these kills and then get on with the next part of the mission.
Breach sealed. Railjack integrity restored.
Railjack is alive. Oh, it's good to have a good engineer. You don't get that with player crew. I mean, that's just the truth. Railjack is still taking a bunch of damage. I guess the missile battery is still firing. That's weird. We'll pull away from it in a moment. It won't be a problem at all then. Looks like that's everything here, so let's get out. Okay. Let's move a little bit quicker away from all of that, shall we? I'm going to go pick up the bonus objective. I just want it. Here we go. Now, our pilot is going to take that seat and start flying away, but that's okay. I don't need them for this bit. Oh, the placeholder's still there. Our second dash. We get our third dash. Oh, you love to see it. Triple dash is always good fun on Lavos. This is honestly one of the best places to get a triple dash. If you get a long distance to one of these, it's a pretty consistent triple dash if you remember to do it.
Decrypting archives.
Yeah, not my best hack, but we got there. Okay. And now, the final stage. Wait, oh, did I not destroy the core? Oh, shit. Uh-oh. My bad. My bad. What, much drop of the bonus objective? Can't remember. Sorry, you'll have to check the bit yourself. Yeah, no wonder the railjack was still taking damage. I didn't actually destroy the core. Oh, that's embarrassingly stupid of me. Okay, the core is there. I can't punch through from here? No. No, that would be too easy. If I was Cytonine, I probably could, but alas, I am not Cytonine. I'm getting a little turned around here. What is it? Damn these doorways. Here we go, it's up over here. You was wondering when I was going to notice? Well, how nice of you. I'm glad. I suppose I can't complain too much. Not backseating. Alright. Alright. Let's boost over to the other one, shall we? Get rid of the border. We don't want any of that now. We've already done the achievement for it today.
Unwelcome visitors inbound. Prepare to repel. Interesting. Grenier hangar. Here for a reason. Find out that reason and steal it.
Ah, I didn't mean to get stuck there.
A Tenno has exited the railjack.
You noticed, did you, Sai? Okay. Like, miss jump. Press the wrong key on keyboard.
There it is. Blast that
Railjack crew should be working on radiator. They got it. I got stuck.
One down.
Come on.
One to go.
Why am I miskeying so much today?
Radiator exposed.
Oh, so glad they fixed the crew shooting badly though.
Destroyer.
Oh, wrong button.
Rupture the hangar's
That's a
door
waste.
to disable lockdown.
Ta-da! And that's that railjack mission complete.
All research acquired.
Alright, let's get out of here.
Excellent work.
We've seen the bonus items coming through now. Got us a bonus relic,
Structure neutralized. Filing mission.
bonus endo, bonus relic, bonus Spectra Vandal handle. There we are. I feel like those bonuses could show a little quicker, but it is what it is. Yeah, Zom, it's a little downside for the Protea Vortex, but honestly, I'll take this. I'll take having NPC crew that are actually worth the slots. Always worth the slots. There we go. A little bit of loot from a little bit of shoot. Not too shabby. Let's leave the dojo. We're all good. We're here. Yay! We made some progress. There we go. Right, what have we got? Defense mission reaching at least wave 12. Help Clem. No thanks. Mercy kill and kill enemies with primary. Alrighty then. Defense it is. I know what to do. Dispense Blapper? Yeah, Dispense Blapper. Alright. So, someone somewhere is about to get a whole bunch of affinity real fucking quick. What did Clem do to me? Nothing. It's just the mission is boring and slow. Did I do the perfect capture to Norvalis one? It's not showing for me at the moment, so not yet.
Our position has been compromised. Defend the cargo until
Alright,
reinforcements
MR12,
arrive.
MR26, so I'm safe to use operator. Am I on Xeneric? Oops, nope. Oh well. We'll be fine. I'll just pop an energy bead to get us started. Anyway. And a little bit more. There we go, that's one done. Let's just grab a little bit of loot. That'll do. Alright, back to it. And boom. Fastest defense you've seen. This is just what I'm managing as a solo setup. You can take this a little faster. Also, I'm grabbing some loot that I really don't need, so I should just get back to work. Oops, don't want that out of position, it's not good up there. That did give me the casting speed? Yeah. I can get the kills my primary once we're onto the last couple of waves. Right now, might as well just speed through this. This is definitely normal mode, yes. I figured that, one, we could use the defense Blapper cheese, which is really fun for its just sheer overwhelming effectiveness. I do need to make sure I don't get considered AFK. Spamming abilities without moving and shooting is considered AFK. Just quick FYI on that. But yeah, this is also going to help people that wanted to level up. That Uriel is probably loving us right now. I think they like it. Let's give them some more. Spin on the spot because waiting is pain. And let's go. Joseph P just stood here like, wow, okay, so this is just free money, right? Free money. You thought it was a Steel Path? Oh, yeah, no. You can do some pretty ridiculous stuff on Steel Path with this, but you need a second Banshee and strength boosts. The second Banshee will be spamming out sonar, and I really mean spamming it. So there is a chance of landing this ability hit on the sonar part of the body, and that'll cause them to die. We have hit damage cap with that. Also, I think I got AFK timed out there, because I have got fuck all energy. Hey, Omega Isotopes, we need those. Yeah, I have continued to forget to deal with that. Oops, sorry for Mario. Didn't mean to forget you existed. Alright, there we go, that's recovered my resources. First time you've seen the AFK mechanism? Yeah, it's actually pretty damn effective at dealing with some of these zero input level cheeses. You don't have to do a lot to deactivate it though. You just walk around this once and you're good. But if you don't do that, you're going to be missing out on the pickups because this dispensary will only put out new ones when the old ones have been taken. And so then you're missing out on the cycles and you just run out of resources. Hold on, let's cast faster. There we go. No, get him off me! There we are. More? More, they say. Good. Pop that. What's the highest level this can handle? Honestly, hard to say because sonar can take it to damage gap. Just not with any particular consistency. I know they're talking about Y1 here. Actually, it could be on about one of the other fashions, I suppose, but... Bit early on casting this, I know, but I'll cast it anyway. Let's see, do we get some nice damage numbers out there? We can't easily see them too well. I'm mostly seeing thousands. Defense we fill a Banshee now? Nah. Oh, there's a 50k out that way. Now the problem with spamming sonar is it does cost a lot more energy. Did I see... million? Don't think I saw a million, that couldn't have happened. There we go, let's just scoop and loot. Come on. Oh, I filled my energy. Alright. Let's add some silence to this. Turn off those Xmas abilities. Oh yeah, the Corpus ship defense tile is horrible. Alright. Oh, someone left alive? Oh, no. No, they died. No, they didn't. But now they did. And the last one to get the Nightwave. I wonder if any of these guys need the Nightwave as well. It's not like the Xmas are living long enough to use an ability. I mean, one did. So I started using sonar, so they never could again. Hold on. Oh, I haven't charged up enough to use the Tower on Strike. Damn, that would have been a fun addition to this. Oh well. Well, someone's grabbing a Banshee. What percent of damage have I done? Honestly, not crazy. Only 86%. See, now, the #1 Banshee fan on this channel, Mirrorwave, they could do this with 0% damage done. And that would confuse the fuck out of everyone. How? They deal so much damage that it resets back to nil. They can also make it where your companion deals negative 2 billion damage. I have multiple video clips of my companion one-tapping a EDA Murmur for negative 2 billion because of Banshee. Turns out when you stack buffs on a damage buffing frame, shit gets real fast. That was 128,000 damage over there. Oh no, no, my energy. That sucks. Let's go grab some energy back. And we're good. Alright. Oh, I need my primary kill still. Stop dying! I need to shoot you! Actually, I should probably just get the primary kills on a different mission at this point, shouldn't I? I only need 50 of them. Let's shoot. Actually, no, let's be kind to these guys. Let's just finish the mission. GG. 742 kills, not too shabby. Challenge completed. 50 Omega isotopes. Yep. We did our bit. 319 abilities used. And yeah, 12 waves, 10 minutes. With a little bit of an optimization there. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Focus on use just one? I mean, they're Wukong. What are they going to do? Cloud walk to the other side of the map? They only needed one ability. They only needed one. Right. So, we've the defense mission done. What was the next challenge? Oh yeah, we need to get a few more of the primary kills. Was there another thing along the way that we could grab? What do we got here? Is that the perfect captures? It is. Darn it. Rare fish. Darn it. Help Clem. Darn it. Mercy kill. I forgot to do that. Darn it. Let's go for the rare fish, because that's always going to get enemies to attack us. If you ever want to get attacked in the Plains of Eidolon, go fishing, right? Go ahead and do that. This time we don't need others around us. We're going to go down to the plains. Oh yeah, we might get a thumper too. That'll be fun. We're not on Steel Path, so if a thumper does show up, it's dead. Just dead. Alright, where's our splishy splashies? I see my splishy splashies. Right at the edge of the map. Literally, the minimap just ends here. And Mercury. And fishing dye, which I actually need to replenish. There we go. Right, where was I? Ah yes, fishing. Goddamn bullet spread. God damn it. Okay, that wasn't very successful. Yeah, fuck that one in particular. There's one more over there, apparently. Oh, for goodness sake. What? Why?
Sometimes we fail, despite our best efforts.
What? It wasn't even there. Can I kill it entirely from here? Two legs. I think the other legs I need are on the far side of it at the moment. Oh, wait, we got a hit. Got a hit. There we go. One more to go. Turn around. I'll just quickly take out these whilst we do it. That guy had no idea what was going on. Come on, turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around. This leg. Let's see it. Yeah! Nailed it! Have you ever seen a Thumper taken down at long range? Just why I forgot about that. I think that might have consumed the die. Yeet! One fish? No? Fishy fishy? Fishy fishy? Please? Yeet. Sometimes that has the effect of causing fish to start spawning. I might need to do a bigger sacrifice. Yeah, I'm not hearing anything. Take a bit of a bigger jump there. And then... That's not what I wanted to spawn. Literally just came off cooldown as well. Wait. Where'd it go? That was a stealth kill. Not you. You. Fuck you, game. Fuck you. Oh, for goodness sake. Aha! I finally yeeted myself enough. The mercury. They have murked. What? Got him. One. You're not a mercury. And here we see the patient Lavos, perched atop a rock at the edge of the sea. While many things may attempt to distract him, only one fish is this Lavos' goal. He waits, still as he can be, so as not to scare off his prey. Oh dear, it seems this Lavos is in an unfortunate spot. His patience may be wearing thin. Alas, this hunting season is not a good one. Wait, I heard a thing! I heard a thing! Ah! I heard you. Where you at? No. Alright, I'm gonna try a different spot. This one's cursed. Alright. Don't want to turn myself into debate. Actually, you know what? Let's go to that spot. The sun's slightly in the eyes here, but it'll be fine. I've got no dye now, so I'm going to have to rely on raw skill for this. Oh, hey, Mercury. Shit. Raw skill, he says. Damn, we got a bunch of fish out here. That other spot was useless. Goopler, Tralla, Goopler. Where'd that Mercury go? There you are. Nailed it! One more for one more. There's a whole bunch of other fish here, actually. I've found freaking all of them. Let's start getting some of these out of here. Yeah, it turns out that other fishing spot is just bad. Who knew? Not me, apparently. The more you know. Hearing a lot of fish, but none of these are the Mercury. Nope. 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 This fishing spear can one-shot Mercuries and Gooplers. It can't one-shot Trallocs. I need to switch on that. And I cannot be bothered. Oh, he turned at the last second, you little... Mercury! Right, where is it? I can't really see. It's a small one. Ah, nope, it's a medium. It was just far away. There it is, medium Mercury. Got it! Am I using Mercury bait? Yes, that's what that is right there. Don't worry, I'm not that daft. Oh, shoot, I still need to shoot. Let's go back to where we just were, which was over there. Right. Did that despawn the guys up here? Yes, it did. Darn. Okay. That's fine. Hi, everybody! Get blapped. Now, getting a mercy kill on these low levels might prove difficult. But the primary kills, oh, that's plenty viable. Are we in there? They're over this way. Darn, companion got them. Alright, weren't as many there as I was hoping for. That's fine. They never saw this coming. Oh, he died too quick. Damn, I was trying to get the threshold. No. Okay, this might not be doable with my companion doing that. I'm gonna have to get the mercy kill somewhere else. Yeah, gonna have to get the mercy kill somewhere else. Companion too strong. Practically one-shot it. Start a bounty for the higher rank mobs? I suppose I could do that. They won't be that much higher unless I do the Steel Path one, and I don't know if I can activate the Steel Path one in here. I don't think that's a thing. Yeah, level 30s still don't even last that long. Let's see, any of you Mercy Ball? Yes, you. Oh, damn it! I heard it. I pressed the button. Companion shot. Just not quick enough on it. Yeah, I can't bother to go for those three. Anything over here? Yes, indeed. Hello, hello. Well. Why did I pick up a beam weapon? Ah. I know I could go switch. I know I could leave and come back. I refuse. I just refuse. Oh. Great time to need a reload. Got him! Somehow. Somehow got him. Nope. Did not get that one. These not respawned? Does not look like it. Nope. Is that a... Oh, that's a dropship. That would have been a few kills for the primary right there. See, these ones have not respawned. Oh, wait. Here we go. Now, if I'm just very carefully... I completely fucked that up. That was not very carefully, that was very shittily. No, no, I'm on reload. No! I don't think I got that kill. Ha! Got that one. Alright, a whole bunch more over here. Don't think the ships count. Turn away from those. There we go, right. Oh god, I straight up one-shot that. Yeah, I'm not going to get the mercy kill with my companion equipped, so just going to have to pop out. We got the primary kills, so it may have been inefficient, it may have been stupid, but hey, what is Warframe for if not a little bit of stupid, inefficient fun, you know? If we were caring about efficiency, we wouldn't even be doing Nightwave. But there we are. 15 minutes for that mess around. It's fine. I'm defending the Sentinel. Now you see why I stop it from shooting a lot of the time. I just can't trust it. It'll just pop off. Can't be having that most of the time. Alright, complete nightmare missions, Clem. Yeah, no, we... Look at the time. This is definitely a good point to switch over to doing a platinum giveaway. Oh yes indeed, you lucky lot. You get your shot at 75 plat, courtesy of D. Let's just get that load up onto here, won't be just a moment. There we go. Oops. And let's kill the background music, open up the drawer, exclamation mark enter into the chat for a chance to win 75 plat. It is really as simple as that. Nothing else you need to do, just exclamation mark enter into the chat, and you're in it with a chance to win it. And as a reminder as well, if you are a VIP or subscriber here on the channel, you can change your appearance in this giveaway arena using the exclamation mark pick frame command to pick any one of the avatars, exclamation mark avatar, any one of the avatars available to you. Like I say, any VIP or subscriber can do that. No timer this time? Yeah, I forgot to turn it on, it's fine. So just exclamation mark enter for a chance to win on that. Dr. Snoopy invis-maxing? No, that's a Titania right there. Dr. Snoopy is not invisible. They're just small. They're just really, really small. Yeah, exclamation mark enter in the chat for a chance to win on this. We'll go until I stop seeing a continuous spread of people loading into the arena. Alright, looks like we are wrapping up on the entries there. Last chance to get in on the giveaway here. Last chance to type in that exclamation mark enter. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's draw. Okie dokie then. Only one of you is going to be our winner. That's how this works. Yeah, it's very simple. If you're new here, enjoy the most scuffed looking giveaway selection method you have ever seen, as various Warframes get obliterated by the fragmented one. Only one survivor will be the one who actually brought ammo in their infinite recharging Foreman. It's Commander Knight 35.
The extraction point is up ahead.
Commander Knight 35, congratulations, you are our winner today. But we don't currently have your details on record, so Commander Knight, please use the IGN command, that is exclamation mark IGN, followed by your Warframe platform and username all in one message, so we know exactly where we're sending that to, please. That is exclamation mark IGN, plus your platform, plus your Warframe username, so we know where we're sending that to. You don't need to log in for it, though. We just need those details. D will send that platinum directly to your inbox within the next couple of weeks. I think they are close to due to doing another round of giveaway plats, so it's probably less than 2 weeks. But yeah. Like I say, use that exclamation mark command, and you just have. Perfect. There we go, then. And so with that, chat, that is indeed where we are going to wrap it up today. Thank you very much for joining in. It's a shame about that Venato mod. It could have been better. Okay, I'll be quite honest with you. Even with the stats working as written, it wasn't going to be that great ever, was it? Let's be real about it. But it's fine. Not everything turns out to be amazing. So I will catch you in the next one on Wednesday. Until then, have a good start to your week. Bye-bye.